Okay. The date is July 23rd, 2021. The time is 17:34 hours. Present in the Internal Affairs Office are Connor Lawrence, Attorney Brett Sherman, Sergeant Ray Villegas, and myself, Detective. The purpose of this meeting is to conduct an interview of Connor Lawrence, who is an employee with the Sacramento Police Department in the capacity of police officer. This is an administrative investigation on the charges of conduct unbecoming an officer, discourtesy, discrimination, force, and neglect of duty involving Connor Lawrence. This is an administrative investigation only on these charges. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Okay. However, since the allegations indicated that a crime may have been committed, I am advising you that you have the right to remain silent. Anything you say may be used against you in court. You have the right to the presence of an attorney before and during any questioning. If you cannot afford an attorney, one will be appointed for you free of charge before any questioning if you want. Do you understand each of these rights that I have explained to you?
Yes.
Having these rights in mind, do you wish to talk to us now?
No.
Although you have a right to remain silent and not to incriminate yourself, your silence can be deemed insubordination and result in administrative discipline. Do you understand that based upon the authority vested in me by the Chief of Police, I am ordering you to answer all of our questions?
Yes.
Any statement made under compulsion of a threat of discipline cannot be used against you in a later criminal proceeding. However, if you do not answer our questions truthfully and fully, a charge of insubordination may be imposed, which could result in discipline up to and including termination. Do you understand this is an administrative investigation?
Yes.
Do you understand the allegations?
Yes.
Do you understand that I'm ordering you to answer our questions and that if you do not answer them truthfully and fully, it could result in disciplinary action up to and including termination?
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you. Prior to this interview, I provided you with a binder containing a trespass crime report, 20-301-386, a CAD call for 20-301-386, and a CAD call for 301-442. Your body-worn camera videos for this event, GO 210.04, General and Professional Conduct, revised date of 7/12 of 17. General Order 340-01, revised date of 5/3 of 17. General Order 527.05, preliminary investigations, revised date of 5/13 of 93. General Order 580.02, use of force, revised date of 5/2 of 18. General Order 523.06, release under 849B, revised date of 1/12 of 96. General Order 540.05, arrest, booking juveniles, revised date 3/16 of 18. General Order 210.05, bias-based policing, revised date of 6/5 of 17. SPD 114 form, notice of trespass. SPD 138-849B form. Penal Codes 602 and 835. General Order 210.09, Racial and Identity Profiling Act, revised date of 11/27 of 18. Did you have time to review all this material?
Yes.
Okay, a little bit of background. For the record, can you state and spell your name?
Connor Lawrence, CONNORLAWRENCE.
And did you graduate from the Sacramento Police Academy?
Yes, I did.
And what class did you graduate?
18 BR1.
Did you spend any time as a student trainee or CSO prior to the academy?
Yes, I did.
And what was that?
It was a pre-hire, and I worked in Fleet.
And how long did you work in as a pre-hire?
Approximately 3 months.
2 months. And do you have any prior law enforcement experience prior to SAC PD?
No.
During the time frame of October 10th, 2020, what was your assignment?
I worked Sector 5 swings on patrol.
And would you agree that all Sacramento Police employees are responsible for being knowledgeable and familiar with their general orders, department manuals, and training that they've received?
Yes.
Okay, I want to talk a little bit about your training. While at the Sacramento Police Department, have you received any specialty training?
Just a tactical medical course.
Okay. Have you received any training on implicit bias?
Yes.
How about racial profiling?
Yes.
How about arrest procedures?
Yes.
How about juvenile law and juvenile arrest procedures?
Yes.
And everything that you've learned in the academy after you graduated the academy, you're responsible for understanding. Is that correct?
Yes.
And other than the other specialized training that you mentioned, you have anything else that you can remember or recall?
No.
Okay. I'm going to talk about your relationship with Officer Lundgren. Can you tell me what your relationship with Officer Lundgren is?
I would say that we're more than coworkers. We worked on the same team all last year. We used to hang out outside of work when we worked the same team. Barbecues, golf tournaments, stuff like that.
So you're co-workers, but you're also friends, would you say?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, we're friends outside of work.
Okay. And how long have you worked with him?
I worked with him for all of 2020. I don't work with him this year.
And when you did work with him, were you on the same team with him?
Yes, we were on the same patrol team last year.
Okay. And during that time on the patrol team, were you in the same vehicle with him most of the time, or were you guys separated?
Most of the time we were separated.
Okay. And have you worked with him enough to understand his style of policing?
Yes.
If you were evaluating him, how would you say he is as an officer?
I would say he's very hardworking. I would say that he is diligent in his efforts. He's a very disciplined officer, very thorough, loves being proactive. I think that's most that comes to my head.
Have you ever had any concerns about his police work or
No.
his product?
No.
Have you ever had any concerns about how he treats the public?
No.
Have you ever seen him lose his cool or be unprofessional on calls?
No.
Have you ever heard anyone talk poorly about his police work?
No.
Have you ever had any reason to question Officer Lundgren's integrity?
No.
And while you were partners with him, if you were together and you saw him do something inappropriate, would you say something to him?
Yes.
I'm going to talk about the shift on October 10th, 2020. Okay?
Okay.
Were you on duty October 10th, 2020 around 21:54 hours?
Yes, I was.
And what was your unit identifier?
TAC 50.
Did you have a partner this evening?
Yes, I was riding with Officer Lundgren.
And do you recall that night who was driving and who was the passenger?
I was passenger. Lundgren was driving.
And were you responsible for the area of Delta Shores, which is 8136 Delta Shores Circle?
Technically, no, we were not.
What was your responsibility that evening?
To be proactive and make enforcement stops.
In what area?
The entirety of Sector 5.
Can you describe the area of Delta Shores, the stores, the movie theater? Can you give me an overall understanding of that area?
It's on the very southwest portion of Sector 5. It borders I-5 and Consumnes River Boulevard. It's got, I don't know if it's still there, but it did have a movie theater. It had a corridor for restaurants, In-N-Out Burger. On the south portion of it, there's a Walmart, an RC Willey, and it's just the strip mall. There's nothing else out there. It's just dirt fields that surround it and the freeway.
Okay. A lot of big box stores.
Yes.
Okay.
Big open parking lots, big box stores mixed in with a lot of restaurants.
Okay. And can you describe some of the common issues at that location that they were having during that time frame?
With COVID still being very prominent at the time, and it being kind of the normal period of where school would be in session, for the weeks leading up until October 10th, we were dealing with a lot of juvenile related issues in the shopping center.
And by that, juvenile related issues, what can you expand on that a little bit?
We were receiving calls for service for them engaging in physical altercations, mainly around the north side of the strip mall, around the Chick-fil-A, the movie theater, and the other restaurants there. They were also calling about them smoking weed, and mainly just lingering out in front of the businesses, preventing people from using any of the restaurants or the movie theater.
Were they in large groups of juveniles, or do you recall?
I remember the first, I don't know if it was the week before, the 2 weeks before. I remember the groups getting gradually bigger and bigger.
Okay. And would you agree that the businesses in the area were affected from these issues?
Yes.
And what's the normal response, the typical response for the Sacramento Police Department when going out there and dealing with these issues?
I think it would depend on the size of the crowd at the time. If it's a small crowd and we can gain compliance through just verbal requests, I think that's the way that we would like to approach it.
So basically send officers out there and do what?
Like I said, depending on the size of the crowd, if it's a small enough crowd and officers can make, person-to-person contact without endangering their own safety, and they can ask people to leave, I think that would be the approach that the department would want. But like I said, I think it depends on the size of the crowd. When you get upwards of 150, 200 people, it changes things.
What's the response on something like that with a large crowd?
I'm not sure. That was the first time on October 10th. That was the first time I've experienced a large crowd like that.
Okay.
Other than, a major protest downtown or something like that. But we would clearly handle that a lot differently.
Sure. Is it normal to detain subjects out there and provide them with notice of trespass forms?
Yes.
And sometimes during detaining these subjects, do they get put in handcuffs?
Yes.
And if they're detained in handcuffs to provide them with a notice of trespass, are they in custody?
No, I believe they are solely detained.
So if you were to detain somebody and provide them with a notice of trespass, detain them in handcuffs, and provide them with a notice of trespass, would you need an 849B form? Or would you need to 849B them to be able to release them?
No.
If there was a situation where you were detaining somebody for notice of trespass and there was a 148 type situation where they resisted, would that change the situation? And how you would release them?
I think it would depend on if charges were going to be given to them for the 148.
So, if you you are going to detain somebody to give them a notice of trespass, they end up committing a crime, and then you put them in two handcuffs and put them in your car, is that considered custody?
I think it could be. I think if your intention is incarceration after the crime has been occurred, then yes, I believe they're in custody. I believe if your intention is still to issue a notice of trespass regardless of the 148, then no, I do not believe they are in custody.
What's your intention when you are dealing with a 148 type situation? What is your intention when you're dealing with that initial? So it changes from, say you're going to grab somebody and put them in handcuffs to give them a notice of trespass, but all of a sudden they decide to resist arrest. Does that change?
Are you asking if there's a if there's a general response, or as in every single call that happens like that, he's going to have a certain response, or if it still depends on the circumstance? Is that what you're asking? If does he have a blanket response anytime that happens?
No, I'm asking if during a consensual contact, even that, somebody decides to, and you end up for some reason grabbing them, to whether it's issue them a notice of trespass or something else. There's a law that is violated, and then they struggle, and you put them in handcuffs. Are they just detained, or is there a custody? Does it change to custody?
Well, if we're taking somebody into custody, then our purpose is to incarcerate them.
Okay.
That's why when we take somebody into custody, we would, that's when Miranda comes into play. That's when our intention is custody. So I think if your intention is custody, which is incarceration, then yes, I believe the 849B applies.
Okay.
Just to make sure I'm clear, and correct me if I'm wrong, okay? Are you saying, so with 148 PC arrest or whatnot, there's two different ways to handle it. Sometimes you incarcerate them, and sometimes you cite and release them,
Or sometimes you let them go.
and sometimes you just don't even pursue charges.
Correct.
Okay, so there's more than one way to handle those types of situations.
Correct. And our intention that night with the juveniles was never going to be we couldn't even we couldn't take them to juvenile hall if we wanted to because of COVID. And we didn't desire to prosecute for 148.
Okay, I'm going to talk a little bit about the call. Do you recall hearing or seeing 2 calls for service at Delta Shores on October 10th, 2020, around 21:09 hours?
Yes.
And for the record, I provided you with 2 calls for service. It's 301-386 and 301-442. Are these the calls that you're referring to?
Yes.
And it appears that the 2 calls were similar in nature. Would that be correct?
Yes.
And after reviewing these CAD calls, does it refresh your recollection of that evening?
301-386 does.
Okay. Can you tell me what that particular call read? What kind of call was it, the details, and maybe the business?
The call came out as a misdemeanor assault in progress, essentially how we would read it as a fight in progress. And it was to 8136 Delta Shores. I'm not sure if that's specifically the movie theater location or not. Usually it'll say on the CAD call. It was a return call. I remember that because we were receiving calls from the business throughout the night. And I believed we were too busy to get out there originally, or from what I can remember, they would be in front of the movie theater, they would start fighting, and then they would stop, and security would tell us that they would stopped, and then security would call back and say they picked up fighting again. So this 301-386 was a return call for the juveniles, deterring people refusing to leave in front of the business. As we got the call, there was updates stating that they were in a fight and that it was a large group of approximately 70 juveniles, and then it was upgraded to approximately 100 juveniles. And then I believed shortly after we arrived on scene after getting the update that it was that many juveniles involved in a physical altercation.
And by looking at the CAD call, do you see what time you arrived on scene by chance?
So the time's printed out here. Let's see. It says, I believe this is incorrect because I think it was, we transported somebody off the property, so it was updated incorrectly. I think it was around 2150 or something around that time, just based on the updates that I'm reading, because this is, the on-scene time here is incorrect.
Okay. And did you get dispatched to this call?
I wouldn't have gotten dispatched to it because I was a TAC unit. I believe we volunteered to go to this call for service.
Okay. And did you recall, were there other officers that were dispatched to this call as well?
Yes.
Do you recall some of the names of the officers that were out there?
Officer Kaiser, I believe he was already on scene when this all started. Officer Ford, Officer DRC, Officer Stevens. I think that was the initial swings unit that started.
Okay.
Officer Nelson. And then I think once Graveyard logged on, more Graveyard units came out.
Okay. And who was the supervisor responsible for the officers out there that evening?
It was Sergeant Fox.
And when you got there, was it dark outside?
Yes.
And you said there were several subjects out there, right? When you got there, what would your estimate be of what you saw? How many were out there?
150 to 200.
And do you recall, was there a specific age group of these people that were out there?
To me, it looked like there was from 18-year-olds all the way to 8-year-olds.
So a large span of juveniles.
Yes.
Okay. And was there any particular race, abundant race? Was there a different race out there, or was it mixed races? What was the makeup of the people that were out there?
I remember seeing all different types of races.
Was there both males and females?
Yes.
And did you contact any other officers when you guys got there?
Yes. I can't remember who we contacted first.
Did you or Officer Lundgren come up with a plan on how you're going to deal with this situation, or did other officers come up with a plan?
I don't think the plan was initially set until after we spoke with Sergeant Fox. I think initially I decided to start giving verbal announcements. This is after speaking with security and the movie theater manager. Both security and the movie theater manager requested that we escort these individuals or find a way to move them off the property. And the movie theater manager wanted them away from the front entrance because they had to close an hour and a half early due to the violence that was occurring in front. And the Delta Shore security wanted us to completely remove them off the entire Delta Shore's property. So once we got that information, I started to give verbal commands. And that was our only plan at the time until we spoke with Sergeant Fox.
Okay. So I'm going to be showing you some video. It's a series of your body-worn camera. And then what I'll do is I'll have you explain certain areas. You have 2 body-worn cameras for that night, and I also have some from Officer Lundgren's body-worn camera as well. Most of it is captured on both of your cameras, but I'm going to be using both of them throughout, and we'll be reviewing and then asking questions about it, okay?
Okay.
Before we move on to the body-worn camera, you said that you spoke to Sergeant Fox and things changed. So when you did come up with a plan on how to deal with the group, who came up with that plan? Was it Sergeant Fox, or was it input from everyone, or who specifically came up with the plan on how to deal with the group?
We were not going to act without Sergeant Fox's direction and approval. So the plan wasn't started until that conversation with Sergeant Fox.
Okay.
Okay, I'm going to start with Officer Lundgren's body-worn camera 1. And just for the record, it's 2020-10-11 TTOM 04:59:41 Axon Body 2 X-ray 81012289. I'm going to play from the 30-second mark to the 43-second mark.
You guys need to leave now.
Okay, pause at the 43-second mark. It appears that Officer Lundgren is driving and on the loudspeaker advising people to leave. Would that be accurate?
I was advising them to leave.
So you were on the loudspeaker advising them?
Correct.
Okay. And it sounded like something. It sounded like you said something to the effect of, how many of these kids you think are drinking lean and shit? And Officer Lundgren responded, all of them. Can you explain to me what lean is and why you thought they were drinking it?
Lean is usually a cough syrup or some sort of liquid prescription medication that is mixed with soda, usually like 7-Up or orange soda. And the reason that I stated this is because I observed many of the juveniles. Lean is normally drank from a red cup or a styrofoam cup, and it's because they can't just drink it straight out of a cough syrup bottle. And by observing the styrofoam cups and the red cups, and the fact that it's very prominent among juveniles, is why I stated that.
Okay. And Officer Lundgren said all of them. Do you know why he would assume that they were drinking this as well?
I don't.
Is lean something specific to a certain age group of people, or is it something that juveniles, adults, everybody drinks?
I've seen, in terms of age, I've seen everybody in possession of lean, but I've mainly seen it amongst juveniles because they can't buy alcohol, so it's a lot easier for them to get access to, cough syrup that's in their house or in someone else's house. So they're able to consume that easier than it would be trying to go get a bottle of alcohol from somewhere.
Okay. And does that go for the same as, males, females, different races? Is it specific to any certain group, or have you, in your experience, have you seen it amongst several groups?
I've seen it amongst several groups. I don't think it's specific to one group.
Okay.
You had mentioned, and correct me again if I'm wrong, that you've seen this typically, this drink is usually in red cups or styrofoam cups, something like that. Did you see any of the subjects with red or styrofoam or plastic cups out there?
Yeah, that was one of the first things that I noticed in the group. Was the red Solo cups, the styrofoam cups, and then majority of them were actively smoking weed in public.
Okay. Would you say it was a large portion of the group doing that, or what would be your estimate? Was it just a couple, or?
Yes, it when we arrived on scene, it looked like there was, actually when we first arrived and we turned the corner into Delta Shores, there was actually a huge physical altercation going on between it was off to the side in front of Chick-fil-A. It was about maybe 20 to 25 juveniles, and when we pulled in front of the movie theater, it looked like there was a huge party going on, essentially.
Okay, I'm going to continue this video to 1 minute 28 seconds.
What are you guys doing? No. What are you guys doing? We just got here. You better go to that Chick-fil-A. You better go talk to them. Go. Holy shit, there's so many. Imagine being like a Four Seasons resident. You're like, I want to go to fucking Delta Shores today. Go home. Please go home. Cover your mouth. It's COVID. Is it good?
Okay, paused at 1 minute 29 seconds. It sounded like you said something to the effect of so ghetto, so ghetto, so ghetto. Can you tell me what you meant by saying that?
I think by saying that I was referring to the behavior of the large crowd that we were driving towards. And when I say behavior, I mean just a complete and total regard for, or lack of regard for, the businesses, our presence, the patrons that were trying to use the movie theater. I think it was just the behavior that we were observing.
And what does ghetto mean to you?
Like I said, I think just having no respect for people around you, just no respect for the businesses, the property, the quality of life of people around you. I think, as I said, when we arrived on scene and we had our overhead emergency lights on, they continued to fight in front of us. They continued to fight in front of the movie theater. It's a type of behavior.
And who specifically were you referring to?
The entire crowd that was in front of the movie theater.
So everybody out there, you're referring to them as ghetto?
Yes.
Were these comments racially motivated in any way?
No.
What was your motivation for making these comments?
I don't think there was a motivation behind it.
Do you feel that these comments could be offensive to the public if they were to hear you say it?
Yes.
Do you think these comments could bring discredit or embarrassment to the department?
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to go to video Lundgren number 3.
Actually, I do on that one.
Go ahead.
You said that the comment was directed towards, in reference to the entire crowd. Are you, just so I want to make sure that everybody understands, are you talking about the entire crowd of the juveniles that were displaying that type of behavior that you described as ghetto, or the lack of respect and stuff like that? Or are you talking about everybody that was out there, including other patrons? And
No, I believe after watching the video that it was directed towards the juveniles that were engaged in the fighting, the illegal use of drugs, preventing people from using the movie theater, the other businesses, not everyone that was at that area of Delta Shores.
okay, I just want to be more specific. Okay, thank you.
Is this term something that you commonly use when referring to people that are being disruptive or misbehaving?
Not that I can recall, no.
Do you think it's an appropriate term to use towards any group?
No.
Okay, I'm going to move towards video number 3 for Officer Lundgren. It is 2020-10-11 TTOM 05:15:28 Axon Body 2 X-ray 81012289. And I'm going to start from the 30-second mark and pause in a minute and a half.
Listen up. The movie theater has been closed since 9:30. All of you are being requested to leave the mall property. If you do not leave, you will be detained. Once again, the movie theater is closed. If you do not leave the property, you will be detained. Do you understand? You're gonna scatter all over the shore. I don't care. I don't either. I don't
Okay, pause at a minute 30. It appears that you're parked and you're giving advisals via loudspeaker that the movie theater had been closed and you're requesting people to leave. You also mentioned that people would be detained. Can you tell me about what you meant by people would be detained?
I was giving them that advisal because the security for Delta Shores and the Regal Cinemas manager requested us remove them from the property. And so if they're not going to follow our commands and listen to us, and that is, after being asked by both of those parties and then giving the command, it's a lawful command to exit the property. And if they're not going to leave, then we're going to detain them and issue them notices of trespass.
Okay, so the property owner's security gave you authorization basically to issue the notice of trespass. Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay. And at one point, you said something to the effect of, should I just go out there and grab somebody and fucking ka-ka-ka? What did you mean by saying grab somebody and fucking ka-ka-ka?
After watching the video, I have no idea.
Do you recall saying it?
No.
So your only recollection of this is watching the video?
Yes.
So you have no explanation for what you said that night?
No.
Have you ever used the term ka-ka-ka before?
No, I don't believe so.
Have you heard anyone else use that term before?
No.
Were you referring to using force on somebody?
No.
Were you referring to shooting?
No.
And you said you've never heard anybody use that term before?
No.
Do you think that somebody else hearing this could interpret it as using force or shooting?
And I'm going to make this objection now, because I know this
Absolutely.
question is going to be, actually it's not really an objection, just a point of clarification. Are you asking him if any one person could take that comment and interpret it in any one way?
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for clarifying. Go ahead and answer that.
Yes, I think anybody can interpret it any way that they wanted it to.
So, by me saying exactly what I just asked, do you think that somebody could interpret it, what you said, ka-ka-ka, could interpret that as using force or shooting?
Yes.
Why would you make a comment like this?
Being 10 months later, I have no idea why I made that comment.
Do you think this comment's appropriate?
No, I don't know why I said it.
Do you know what you were referring to? Okay, maybe not on the second part of it, the ka-ka-ka part, but what were you referring to on the grab somebody part?
They weren't listening to our commands through the PA, and they didn't care for our presence, and because they weren't listening to our commands and they were not leaving the front of the movie theater, I think what I was suggesting is that if I walked up and grabbed somebody and detained them, that they would begin to move and take us more seriously.
So by grabbing somebody, you meant detaining them.
Yes.
And to take that further, is that setting an example for others to see that you're going to detain somebody and that they may be detained as well?
Yes.
I want to go back to that comment that you made. Should I just go out there and grab somebody and fucking ka-ka-ka? Do you think if the public were to hear this comment, it could bring discredit or embarrassment to the department?
Yes.
You made another comment, something to the effect of just get out and walk and grab somebody. And Officer Lundgren said anyone with a fanny pack. What did Officer Lundgren mean, or what do you think Officer Lundgren meant by anyone with a fanny pack?
I think Officer Lundgren was describing people with a fanny pack because of the large amounts of firearms that we recover from fanny packs that are carried by individuals that we come into contact with.
So you've detained people in the past from your experience with fanny packs where they've had guns?
Yeah, whether it be real guns or replica firearms that are BB guns or paintball guns.
Okay. Same video. I'm going to start at 3 minutes 25 seconds. And I'll pause at 3 minutes 46 seconds.
Yeah, why aren't they all just sitting here with us?
Okay, pause at 3 minutes 46 seconds. Sounded like you said something to the effect of, are they retarded? And for some reason, Officer Lundgren tapped his body-worn camera several times. Who are you referring to when you said, are they retarded?
I don't remember who I was referring to. After reviewing my body-worn camera, it appears that there's a car from behind us that will not go around, and I lean forward and look around backwards and say, are they retarded? As I said, I don't remember who I was dictating it towards at the time, but after reviewing my body camera, before, that's who I believe I was directing it towards. And then when I state at the end, because they're retarded, if you listen to my body worn camera, I'm actually referring to the other officers on scene.
And what did you mean by retarded? Try to help me understand why you made the comment, are they retarded?
I believe it was because of me saying are they retarded was because they weren't driving around us and they couldn't figure out which way to go in the parking lot while we were in front of the movie theater.
So by saying they're retarded, were you meaning they were, is that another word for...
Are they? I would compare it to: Are they stupid? Are they dumb?
And why do you think Officer Lundgren tapped his body-worn camera several times?
I'm not sure. I would suggest to make sure that it was on.
I want to replay it real quick. I'm going to go back to 3 minutes 25 seconds. And I want you to pay attention to when you said that and right after what happens with Officer Lundgren tapping his body-worn camera, okay?
Okay.
Are they retarded?
Okay, pausing at 3 minutes 33 seconds. Does that change your perspective of kind of what happened by watching that again?
Maybe he's trying to tell me that it's on, but our body cams were on since we marked on scene, so there's a possibility that he's trying to let me know that our body cams are rolling.
Is it possible that he was reminding you in case you forgot?
Yeah, that's a possibility.
Do you think that he may have tapped his body-worn camera several times because you were saying something inappropriate?
That's a possibility.
Officer Lundgren responded to you, why aren't they just sitting here with us? Do you know who he's referring to?
The other officers.
And it sounded like you said something like to the effect of, I don't fucking know because they're retarded. Everybody's retarded. Again, are you referring to somebody other than the car that you mentioned that may be behind you? Do you know who you're referring to when you made this comment?
The second one, after reviewing my camera, I'm referring to the other officers, not another group.
Are you referring to the public at all?
No.
So it's the other officers.
Correct.
Is retarded a word commonly used by you to describe people?
I would say no. No, I don't use that word. At least I don't commonly use that word.
You sometimes use that word when describing people?
Well, I can't say I never use it because I used it, so I would say I don't commonly use that word.
Do you feel that word's an appropriate word to describe other people?
No, it's
And
not appropriate.
Why is that?
It's a derogatory word to describe somebody's intelligence.
Do you feel that by others hearing this from police officers that this could bring discredit or embarrassment to the Sacramento Police Department?
Yes.
Do you know if Officer Lundgren was offended when you made this comment?
I'm not sure.
Okay, I'm going to continue the video to 4 minutes, 3 seconds.
Yeah, why aren't they all just sitting here with us? The Kaiser's just standing over there. This doesn't look good. We have one officer because they don't give a fuck. I kind of feel like this is going up from a rabbit something. A tall dude with a bag on his chest.
Okay, paused at 4 minutes, 3 seconds. Sounded like you said something to the effect of, I kind of feel like going up and grabbing someone, that tall dude with the bag on his chest. Who are you talking about?
I don't remember what specific individual.
You don't recall what the subject looked like in any way?
I have no recollection.
You don't recall race, height, weight, age, or anything like that?
No.
Do you know why you targeted this specific subject?
I believe I spoke about that specific subject just based on the fact that he had a bag on his chest, and as I spoke to earlier, just the possibility that he could be in possession of a firearm.
Do you recall if there was any racial motivation by choosing this subject that you're talking about?
No.
No, you don't recall, or
Yes.
no, there was no racial motivation.
There was no racial motivation.
Do you know if this person was within a group or was he by himself?
They were all huddled together in front of the movie theater.
Okay. I'm going to move on to 5 minutes, 38 seconds.
Before you do that, Sergeants, I know in the past I've done clarifications, especially in an interview that's going to be lengthy, during the course of the interview. Are you still okay with me doing that, or would you like me to hold them to the end?
Oh, it's noted. Go for it.
Thank you.
Okay, I'm going to start the video. 5 minutes, 38, and pause at 5:50.
Oh, fuck. We gotta do a fucking make an arrest. Fucking grab somebody, yank them, and cuff them up, and then keep giving orders. What are people we're gonna do. If they're
Okay, paused at 5 minutes 52 seconds. Sounded like you said something to the effect of, if we go to make an arrest, I'll fucking grab somebody and yank them and then cuff them up and keep giving them orders. What are people going to do? Can you explain what you meant by that comment?
If we were to go grab somebody and take them, into detainment for the 602 or the notice of trespass, that, again, referring back to the comment I made before, that after showing them that we were going to actually detain them for the purpose of notices of trespass, that maybe after we did something like that they would listen to us and eventually leave the front of the movie theater.
And when you said yank them, did you mean use force on them?
No.
What did you mean then?
Pulling them away from the crowd.
So is that
yanking them away from the crowd of people that they were in.
So is that using force to pull them away from the crowd, or is that not using force?
I don't think pulling somebody is a use of force, no.
Do you feel that grabbing somebody and holding them still is a use of force?
No.
Okay, can you explain to me what a use of force is?
Like in terms of a reportable use of force?
I'm just talking any type of use of force.
When I think use of force, I think of, the lowest minimal level, which is, you strike somebody or you pepper spray somebody or taser them or baton them, whatever it is. I don't think just grabbing if force as in like contact, yes, obviously it would be force. But I'm thinking of it as in like a reportable, like, is this going to get reviewed from a blue team standpoint? Okay. Yes, if we are touching that individual and using force to hold them. So yes, it would be force.
You're forcing them to
stand still or to walk with me, whatever it may be.
Okay. And do you know if Officer Lundgren had an understanding of what you were saying?
Yes.
How do you know that he understood what you were saying?
I remember a conversation with him back and forth about, are we going to go grab somebody? Are we not going to grab somebody? How are we going to get them to leave? Time was passing, and we could clearly tell that they didn't care for our presence or our commands, so we were trying to figure out how we were going to get them to leave as we were requested to do so.
Is this understanding also based not only on this call, but your prior experience with Officer Lundgren and working with him during the year?
Yes, I think that we kind of have a general understanding of each other and how we like to approach calls for service.
Okay, I'm going to start the video at 7 minutes 20 seconds.
And Tooney's fucking beat, and they don't give a fuck. No. Tell me, dude, you go up there and you fucking grab somebody, and you fucking yank them, and you stuff them in the backseat of a car.
Paused at 7 minutes 35 seconds. You said, I'm telling you, dude, you go up there and you fucking grab somebody and fucking yank them and you stuff them in the backseat of a car. You stated fucking grab somebody and you fucking yank them. Again, I'm going to ask you, did you mean use force on them?
As in grabbing them and pulling them to my patrol vehicle, yes.
Okay. Did you use it, did it mean anything other than just grabbing them and pulling them towards your patrol car?
No.
And what did you mean by stuff them in the backseat of your car?
Handcuff them and put them in the backseat of the car.
And were you, when you're discussing this, were you talking about setting an example for others that were watching?
Yeah, just like I said in the previous comment, this is almost identical. As we were sitting there giving commands and they weren't listening. So I think that's why I even start the comment with saying, I'm telling you, if we just grab somebody and pull them out of the crowd and detain them in the back seat of our car, that maybe they'll believe that we're not just going to sit there all night and talk to them through the PA.
And do you think by doing that, what you're saying, do you think that that would help the situation?
I think that they would have started to move.
Do you feel that this type of action by the police, is that a positive way of dealing with the public?
Having to grab somebody is never positive. I don't think police ever having to go hands-on is positive, no. I think sometimes it's necessary, but I don't think it's positive.
And why are you making these comments?
At the time, I'm not sure. Looking back through body camera, I can tell that I'm frustrated. I'm upset. I know that the time of the call that I was looking forward to going home, I just think it was frustration and just lack of patience.
And do you think that anyone other than Officer Lundgren hearing these comments could bring discredit or embarrassment to the department?
Yes.
How does it make you feel now, hearing yourself make these comments?
It doesn't make me feel good. It's embarrassing. I'll leave it at that. It's embarrassing.
Do you feel that maybe the comments can sound kind of aggressive?
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to your body-worn camera number 2. This is 2020-10-11 Teton 05:14:58 zebra. Axon body 2 X-ray 813-78979. Okay, I'm starting the video at 9 minutes, 1 second.
Hello, Connor.
Hey, Sarge. Yeah, you're on speaker with me in Lundy.
Alright, how many people are out there?
I'd say 80 to 100.
80 to 100, and they're not leaving?
No, there's actually more showing up.
There's more showing up?
Yeah, like we'll give announcements and then they'll just like keep walking down the driveway up into the movie theater.
Okay. So they're like where exactly are they at? Give me some details here.
They are all directly out in front of the movie theater.
Okay. So they're on the property of Delta Shores.
Correct.
Delta Shores want them 602 if they're on their property and not leaving?
Yes, they've been calling. The security's been calling all night for them 242ing each other.
Alright, have we advised them that they will be taken into custody for given a notice of trespass and their parents be notified to pick them up, kind of thing?
Yes.
Okay. Well, let's start picking a couple people off then.
Alrighty.
It's going to take to get them out of there.
Okie dokie, sounds good.
Is there certain, can we identify certain
Well,
people that are being instigators in this issue?
I don't think so, because when they do start 242ing, they'll just all run into like a corner and start fighting each other, and we're not getting
like the folks that don't want to leave? Like, is there certain people that are
Oh, yeah.
more defiant than others?
Yeah.
I mean, can we identify those people to snatch that might kind of set the tone that other people won't stick around once they see those people get snatched up?
Yeah, we can. Yeah.
Okay. Do you need me out there to help coordinate it, or can you guys coordinate that with the units you have out there?
I think we can coordinate it with the units we have.
Okay, we don't need to go anything crazy use of force stuff, but if we just to set the tone, it's time to go.
Okay.
All the business is closed off by now, right? It's 10:30.
They're going back and forth between Fire Wings and the movie theater.
Okay, but are they open or closed?
They're open. Fire Wings is. The movie theater is not.
Okay. Can we maybe, before we do this, coordinate with Fire Wings and see if they're willing to close? So this doesn't continue to be an issue in that building?
Yes, I will ask Alpha 53s if they can
Let's start there. I'll also see if I can get the helicopter to come over some form of air to make some more announcements before you guys do that as well.
Okay, sounds good.
Alright, thanks.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
Should I be like, this is the final announcement?
Okay, pause it at 12 minutes, 10 seconds. Can you kind of give me a brief overview of what your conversation was with Sergeant Fox? What was your end goal in this conversation?
My end goal was to see how he would like us to continue the rest of the call.
And at some point, it sounded like Sergeant Fox asks, have we advised them that they will be taken into custody, given a notice of trespass, and their parents be notified to pick them up? Did you feel that Sergeant Fox was expecting you to contact the parents to have them come pick up the kids by making that comment?
I thought that he was expecting me to advise over the PAs that their parents were going to have to come pick them up, not actually like go and contact each individual juvenile's parent.
It sounded like Sergeant Fox advised you guys to start picking a couple people off and asked if there were certain people that you could identify as instigators that would help set the tone. Would you agree?
Yes.
Sergeant Fox also asked if he was needed out there to help coordinate this, and you advised that you could coordinate with the units that were out there. Is that accurate?
Yes.
And it sounded like Sergeant Fox said something to the effect of, we don't need to go anything crazy use of force stuff, but we just set the tone. It's time to go. What did this comment mean to you?
I think when he said we need to start snatching people up and set the tone, that he meant by what I was stating earlier in the car with Lundgren is that if we start to grab people and detain them and give them notices of trespass, that they will not remain on, well, the majority of the crowd will not remain on scene after seeing people get detained.
What do you think he meant by we don't need to go anything crazy use of force stuff, but if we just set the tone, it's time to go? What did he mean by we don't need to go anything crazy use of force stuff?
We don't need to be engaging in fisticuffs with people. We don't need to be, our tasers don't need to be deployed. We don't need to deploy our batons. We don't need to, get our less lethal out. We don't need to do anything crazy like that. To me, I took it as like what you would see at a like a riot, a protest that turns into a riot, where people have their less lethals out, they have their batons out, they have, their tasers out, bear mace, things like that. We don't need to go crazy.
Did you feel that he was telling you to not use force?
No.
Have you and Officer Lundgren had conversations with Sergeant Fox regarding the amount of force that's that to use when detaining people for trespassing at Delta Shores?
Not that I remember, no.
How about with juveniles?
No, not that I remember.
Do you have an understanding of what his expectations were when contacting juveniles out there and the amount of force to use when giving them a notice of trespass?
No, I had no idea what his expectations were.
So you've never had any conversations about this type of issue out there with them, or?
No, not that I can remember. I remember this being the first time that I called him regarding this type of call at Delta Shores.
Just to clarify on that, are we saying, or your response, is that understanding his expectations, is that in general, or is that, did you understand his expectations specific to this call when you spoke to him?
What, and you guys are referring to him saying, don't use any crazy use of force. I think I understood that by my own expectations, but he never stated specifically. If he never wanted us to go hands-on, I think he probably should have said that. But I think by saying don't go crazy with your use of force, I don't think going up and grabbing somebody or even getting into a struggle with somebody that results in no injuries is a crazy use of force.
Have you ever had to use force on somebody to detain them, to issue them a notice of trespass?
Yes. In terms of grabbing them and struggling with them, yes.
Prior to this incident?
Yes.
Is it appropriate to use force on subjects that you need to give a notice of trespass?
What type of force are you referring to?
Any force?
I think there is levels of force that are appropriate, yes.
Okay, and is it appropriate to chase somebody to issue them a notice of trespass?
I think it depends on the circumstances. I think if somebody's requesting you to issue a notice of trespass, and again, depending on the circumstances, I think there may be a lot of cases where yes, you should probably detain somebody if it's going to, solve a problem or get people to leave off a property. I think so, yes. I think if you're running 400 yards after somebody for a notice of trespass, I think that's a little excessive.
Okay, good. Okay, I'm going to start the video at 14 minutes.
Before we
Go.
start, are you guys good? It's been a little bit over an hour. Does anybody need a break?
I'm good.
Okay.
I'm good.
Good.
Thank you for asking.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, starting at 14 minutes.
Then we're basically
Oh, they're moving. We can't move. Here's the fucking problem. They're fucking blind cats. We're not gonna be able to herd them around.
Okay, pause at 14 minutes, 15 seconds. You said, here's the fucking problem. They are blind cats. We're not going to be able to herd them around. What did you mean by blind cats?
I believe it was a statement that I was using because they were going in every direction except the direction that we were asking them to go.
And is blind cats a derogatory term in any way?
I don't. I think somebody could take it as derogatory. I was not trying to. It was not towards a specific group. It was just towards the juveniles that weren't listening to us.
So it could be seen as derogatory, but that's not what your purpose for that evening was?
No.
Is blind cats a racial slur in any way?
No.
Are you referring to the group blind cats? Are you referring them to as animals?
No.
Okay, I'm starting the same video at 29 minutes 20 seconds.
All of you that were in front of the movie theater, you are still here. We are not leaving. Continue to exit the property eastbound towards Delta Shores Circle.
You who just sat down, stand up and get moving.
All of you gentlemen who are sitting on the fountain, you are a prime example of who needs to leave. Please exit the property.
Go wait on the street.
Go wait on Delta Shores. Do not wait here. Your Uber or your mommy and daddy can pick you up over there. God, dude.
Okay, paused at 30 minutes 5 seconds. It sounded like you continued to give loudspeaker announcements for people to leave. And at one point you stated, your Uber or your mommy and daddy can pick you up over there. In your opinion, is that an appropriate and professional way to speak to the public?
No.
In your opinion, do you feel that this comment could bring discredit or embarrassment to the Sacramento Police Department?
Yes, it could.
Do you think it would be more appropriate to just say something to the effect of, your ride can come pick you up?
Yes.
Do you feel that this comment was inappropriate?
Yes.
I want to go back to Blind Cat comment real quick. Is this a comment that you, do you refer to people as blind cats on a regular basis?
No.
Do you feel it's an appropriate way to describe people?
No.
And to be clear, were you describing the people or their behavior?
Their behavior.
Okay. We're going to take a break for a moment, and time is 6:47 p.m. All right, we're continuing the interview with Officer Lawrence at 18:53 hours.
Okay, I'm starting the same video as Lawrence number 2. I'm starting at 33 minutes, 5 seconds, and playing for 50 seconds.
We're just the parents. We're just really expensive parents.
I just want to start grabbing people.
You're going the wrong way. Go towards Delta Shores Circle. God. Fuck. Is this Mike next to us? All of you in front of the Noodles restaurant, keep walking east.
Okay, stand by. It needs to be at 33. 33 rather than 30. That's my mistake. Starting at 33 seconds.
You're literally corralling them, dude. Don't split the group. Oh, and then look at Kaiser and all them are parked over there. Look at this shit, dude. Look at that. Look at them over there. Just
Turn left and walk towards the street. Get off the property. All right, you're going to make your way to the back seat of my squad car. Turn left and walk to the street. Do it now. If you don't know your left from your right, that's left. Go towards the street. Okay.
Okay, pause at 33 minutes 50 seconds. Officer Lundgren said loudly, turn left and walk towards the street. Get off the property. All right, you're going to make your way to the back seat of my squad car. Turn left and walk towards the street. Do it now. He then stated, if you don't know your left from your right, that's left. Go towards the street, okay? I think while watching the video, you could hear yourself laughing. What was funny about this, what he was telling these people?
Could you play it again? At what point are you referring to
Absolutely.
laughing?
Yeah, I'll go to the beginning of 33.
Sure, thank you.
And right after Officer Lundgren starts making comments, you can hear yourself in the background laughing. Okay?
They're literally corralling them, dude. Don't split the group. Oh, and then look at Kaiser and all them are parked over there. Look at this shit, dude. Look at that. Look at them over there. Just
Turn left and walk towards the street. Get off the property.
That's the comment I was talking about. What was funny about what you guys were doing? Was there something else going on that we weren't able to capture on video?
So just for reference, you stopped at 33, did laugh right before 33 minutes and 23 seconds.
Thank you.
Go ahead.
I think I was laughing at how Lundgren was starting to get frustrated.
Okay. It wasn't about how the people were acting. It was more of how Officer Lundgren was acting.
Yes. From what I can remember, it was a group of juveniles that had walked from the movie theater parking lot. They were now hiding behind another building after we asked them to go all the way to the sidewalk.
Is that what you're referring to when you say, look at this shit, look at them over there?
Yeah, they were just all hiding in little pockets behind buildings, behind the garbage or the dumpster containers. They were all just trying to hide from us.
And do you know what he meant when he said, if you don't know your left from your right? Do you know who he was referring to at that point? Was there a specific person or was it a group?
If you know.
I don't. I can't remember. I don't. I remember there being a group. I don't know if he was referring to the whole group or an individual.
And in your opinion, do you feel that if the public were to hear him say, if you don't know your left from your right, do you think that that could make people feel upset, embarrassed, or incompetent?
Yes.
Do you know why he decided to make that comment? Did you guys discuss it afterward or anything?
Never discussed it afterwards. I see it as sarcasm. I'm not sure why he said it.
It was more of a kind of sarcastic type of comment, is what you're saying?
Yes.
Do you think it's an appropriate comment?
I don't believe it's inappropriate. I don't. After how many times we were asking people to leave, I think it was a sarcastic comment to try and get people to listen to us.
So you feel that it could make people feel upset, embarrassed, or incompetent, but it's not inappropriate?
Yes, I believe that other people could feel offended by it, but I personally do not think that it's inappropriate.
Do you feel that that comment is professional?
I think he could have said something differently that could have made the situation more professional. So, no, I don't think that it's a professional comment.
At this point, do you think, from your observations of Officer Lundgren, do you feel that he was frustrated with the subjects out there?
Yes, I think we both were.
And do you think that if others were to hear this comment, other than you and Officer Lundgren, do you feel that it could bring discredit or embarrassment to the Sacramento Police Department?
Yes, it could.
And would you agree that even when we are faced, as officers, we're faced with frustrations on the job, it's our duty to maintain our professionalism?
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to continue the video from, actually I'm going to go to 3350. About, oh, that's not it. Okay, 3348, and I'll play until 3420.
You guys gonna start moving, or do you want to go in cuffs too?
The street's that way, please.
No, that's my test. I gotta move in. Okay.
Do you guys want to keep moving, or do you want to go in cuffs too?
Yes, I don't want to detain you. Make sure you know it doesn't matter.
Okay, paused at 34 minutes, 20 seconds. It appeared that you and Officer Lundgren got out of the car and made contact with some subjects. Is that correct?
Yes.
Was anyone running from you guys from the point you got out of the car?
Yeah, there was a large group of juveniles that took off running.
So there were actually people running that we couldn't see in the body worn cameras that were actually running.
If you can,
You can see it.
You can see 'em?
Yeah, you can see them running along the businesses south.
Okay.
About half the group they split in half. One half just stands there, and the other half.
Okay. I'm going to pause it at the point. Just say pause, and I'm going to
Okay.
refer to it and the time frame. Okay. So I'm going to play from 33:36.
If you don't know your left from your right, that's left. Go towards the street. Okay.
You want to pause right there. That group that's in front of the AT&T store. When you hit play, you'll see them run south along the businesses there.
Okay. Just for the record, it's 33 minutes 57 seconds, and it appears that you're referring to the people that are directly under the AT&T sign.
Correct.
And they're moving from the left of the screen to the right of the screen, and they're moving at a, would you say it's at a running pace?
Yes, they're all running.
Okay. Now I'm going to continue the video to the point where it's 34 minutes 20 seconds.
You guys gonna start moving, or do you want to go in cuffs too?
The street's that way, please.
No, that's my test. I gotta move in.
Okay.
Do you guys want to keep moving, or do you want to go in cuffs too?
Yes, I don't want to detain you. Make sure you know it doesn't matter.
Okay, paused at 34 minutes 20 seconds. Did the subject that Officer Lundgren, the subject he was detaining, which is Mr. Was he running from you guys?
No.
Did Mr. to escape or resist arrest from either one of you?
No.
What did you see Officer Lundgren do once you got out of the car?
He walked towards and placed him in handcuffs.
And was he cooperative?
Yes.
Did you hear Officer Lundgren say anything to as he was placing him in handcuffs?
No.
Do you recall him saying anything to the effect of, "All right, first victim"?
No.
Okay, I'm going to play a video just to see if it refreshes your memory of the incident. This is going to be Lundgren's body-worn camera number 4. Okay, 3 minutes 54 seconds. And play.
Okay. Come here. Come here. Come here. All right. First victim.
You guys gonna start moving?
The street's that way, please.
No, that's my second. I gotta be here.
You guys gonna talk to?
Okay, I'm paused at 4 minutes 20 seconds. When now looking at this video, what as Officer Lundgren was approaching him?
For whatever reason, Officer Lundgren was focused on, and when he exited the vehicle, he was clearly going for him. He continued to walk away from Lundgren after he said "come here" twice.
And do you know why Officer Lundgren was targeting?
I don't remember from my own memory. Just off reviewing my cameras, I believe it's because when Officer Lundgren did say to walk towards or direct them towards a certain direction, that he shouted something back at Officer Lundgren, but I can't remember exactly what it was. And that's when Officer Lundgren said "okay," and then quickly drove his vehicle up to him and followed him.
And then you said you don't recall him saying first victim. Is that correct?
That's correct.
And have you ever heard Officer Lundgren on previous calls make this type of comment, first victim?
No.
Do you know, you worked with him, do you know what he was referring to by first victim?
I think he was referring to the first person that we had detained.
So he wasn't a victim of another crime that was going on out there or anything. Is that correct?
That's correct.
And just the first person you guys had detained that night.
That's correct.
Do you feel that this comment is professional?
He said he didn't hear the comment.
Right, and I'm asking if you feel that comment is that a professional comment to make in front of a crowd?
I would not use that word.
Do you know why Officer Lundgren handcuffed?
I don't.
At this point, when he had him in handcuffs, was he being detained or was he being taken into custody?
I think he was being detained.
Did you hear any of the conversation between Officer Lundgren and Mr. T while they were at the patrol car?
No.
Did you feel in any way that Mr. could be armed when you saw him?
I'm not sure. I didn't directly have contact with him.
So you don't recall anything that made you feel that he was going to be armed when you first got there?
No, it just looked like he was just wearing clothes, that's all.
And while Mr. the patrol car by Officer Lundgren, what were you doing?
I was making sure the rest of the juveniles were walking in the direction that we were trying to get them to walk.
Before we continue, you stated that you would not use that word. You're referring to the word victim, is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, and could you explain to us why you would not use that word?
I don't think it's a term that we as police officers should be using because we don't handcuff victims. We handcuff suspects. So I don't think it's the correct word to use. Even if he's trying to be sarcastic, I think he could have used a different word other than victim. I don't think, like I said, I wouldn't use it.
Okay.
Okay, I'm going back to your body worn camera and starting at 34 minutes, 20 seconds. 21 seconds.
Cuffs. We've been asking you guys all night. Leave. Hey, did we not ask you to leave? Did we ask you guys to fucking leave? Keep walking.
It sounded like one of the kids said something to the effect of, "What's the point of him getting cuffed?" I think I asked you earlier, do you know why he was handcuffed, Mr.? You didn't know why at that point?
I don't know why.
Okay. Were you frustrated at these juveniles at this point?
Yes.
Do you feel like at this point you're losing your cool at all when you're talking to them?
I don't think I'm losing my cool. I do think I'm showing my frustration.
And while you're speaking with them, why did you use profanity when you're talking to them?
I was using the profanity for a command presence to try and get them to take myself and officers seriously. And if I heighten the level of command presence, that there's a possibility that they follow officers' commands and exit the property.
So you feel that by using profanity, they might listen to you a little bit more?
Yes.
And what were you directing them to do?
To keep walking in the direction that we were asking them to walk to, which was the Delta Shores sidewalk.
And you continuously advise them to do this?
Yes.
Do you recall Officer Lundgren searching Mr. and advising him that 14-year-olds carry guns?
No, I did not.
Do you recall Officer Lundgren saying something to the effect of, "That's the problem. It is people don't want to listen to cops. Then when we have to get out of our cars and do something, you want to run. And that's when you get tased." Do you recall him saying that?
No.
Do you recall Officer Lundgren saying something to the effect of, there is no reason for this. This is what I don't get about our culture these days. Why can't we just listen? Do you recall him saying that?
No.
And have you ever heard Officer Lundgren talk about culture in any way?
No.
So this isn't a word that you've heard Officer Lundgren say before?
Speaking directly to another citizen, or just in general?
In general.
I mean, during the protests, we talked about our culture and, how we're seeing more and more protests like that in our day and age, but not directly to someone that's not an officer, no. So that's the only time that I can think of him talking about culture, is just when we were out there with the protests every night.
Can you elaborate on what you mean by that when he's discussing the culture of these days?
Just the complete defiance and lack of cooperation that the police receive from the community that we, so often come into contact with. Specifically protests or any type of, incident like this that we're seeing, where we're giving lawful commands for almost an hour to leave the property, and we're not getting the cooperation that we need.
And when he has referred to culture in the past, did it have to do with any specific group, race, sex, gender, anything?
No.
Or was it in general?
In general.
Do you recall Officer Lundgren saying something to the effect of 200 of you roaming around like a pack of animals?
No.
Have you ever heard Officer Lundgren refer to people as animals in the past?
No, I have not.
Is that something that you commonly, or I'm sorry, not commonly, is that something that you would refer to people as animals?
No.
Do you recall Officer Lundgren saying something to the effect of, pack of wolves out here destroying the neighborhood?
No.
Do you remember Officer Lundgren talking to running from the police, dogs, and other forms of less lethal forms of stopping somebody that's running from them?
No.
Did you hear Officer Lundgren say anything unprofessional that could bring discredit or embarrassment to the department?
No.
Did you hear him say anything to the effect of, and this is why in the media officers chase people and people get hurt, and then you want to blame the officer?
No.
Did you hear him say anything to the effect of, I mean, is this really how you're going to grow up and live your life? Just fuck the police.
No.
Did you hear anything from Officer Lundgren that could sound like it was racial in nature or derogatory?
No.
When Officer Lundgren was talking do you recall where you were at?
Yes, I was speaking with the Allied security officer to get the notice of trespass signed for, and after I was done there, I walked to Officer Toomey and Officer Stevens' car.
Do you remember being present for any of the conversation that Officer Lundgren had with?
I remember Officer Lundgren talking with through the cage of the back seat, but I was giving all the information for the notice of trespass and the information from Toomey, and so I wasn't listening to what Officer Lundgren was saying behind me.
Got it.
Can we take a brief break?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm going to take a break. Time is 19:18 hours. Okay, resuming the interview at 19:28 hours.
Okay, I'm going to...
Before we begin that, I did want to ask clarification on the last question I asked you about where you were at during the conversation Officer Lundgren was having with. You answered that you were speaking with Allied Security at the time. Are you certain that that's what you were doing, or is that what you're assuming? Did you see them having the conversation? You said at one point you saw them talking through the car. Do you remember how far you were at that time?
Prior to reviewing my body camera, I couldn't remember
Okay.
anywhere where I was. I don't remember hearing him say any of that. When I reviewed my body camera is when I can see that I walk away from them to the security officer and then come straight back to Officer Toomey.
Okay, so based on your body worn camera, you just know that you were away and out of earshot.
Yeah, when I
on
walk
their
up to
conversation.
Officer Toomey, you can see our car is parked like 15 or 20 feet away over here, and I start interacting with Officer Toomey and Officer Stevens inside their car.
Okay.
Thank you. Okay, we're going to start Officer Lundgren's body-worn camera number 4 at 22 minutes and 19 seconds.
We didn't hit it. We wasn't over there.
Okay.
We was over there. We was just getting
I'm very sorry if you guys are getting wrapped into all this mayhem. I do apologize.
Okay.
That's why I'm being a little silly and right?
Because we thought we were
Yeah.
name over there about you tonight. That's what
Where-
Go ahead, pausing, and we're going to 22 minutes, 20 seconds.
Are you completely skipping that
Yeah,
portion?
yeah, that was not a good number. It's 22 minutes, 20 seconds. And click.
Hey, make sure, look at the computer, make sure that they're dialing the right number. Yep. That's your phone? Somebody just called dispatch.
has your phone? Huh? You have it? Is it ringing right now? Why would your mom give your number?
The apple has a pole forming tree. That's why.
What's your mom's phone?
Okay, paused at 23 minutes, 10 seconds. Officer Lundgren asked Mr. his mom would give number to dispatch, and you said, because the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. That's why. What did you mean by that comment?
It was sarcasm in regards to his mother and how his mother gave us her son's phone number to contact her.
Do you think that this comment could be offensive?
Yes, it could be.
And are you inferring that Mr. mother isn't very smart?
I don't know if she's smart or not smart. I was making a sarcastic joke about her decision and her behavior at the time in dealing with us.
And by making that joke, are you inferring that she isn't very smart or something to that effect?
Yes.
Do you think that this comment could make a 14-year-old feel not very smart?
Yes.
And how do you think mother would feel if she heard this comment?
Probably offended.
Do you think by making this comment it could leave a long-lasting effect on the way that views the police?
Yes, it could.
And would you agree that this comment's inappropriate?
I don't think it's appropriate.
And by sarcasm, were you just trying to make a funny comment? Is that kind of what you're doing when you were being sarcastic about this?
Yeah, I was just trying to bring humor to a very frustrating night.
And by saying this, was there anything biased or racially motivated?
No, there was no racial or biased motivation.
And do you think that this comment could bring discredit or embarrassment to the department?
Yes, it could.
What made you say something like this?
The only thing that I think is just my level of frustration.
Okay.
At that point, had into the call, Mr. had not been cooperative with your with the commands that had been issued up to that point, correct?
Up until that point, no.
Okay, and it seems at that point, based on the phone call and what you would glean from the phone call that she had with dispatch, did it appear that whoever called in was also not being cooperative?
Yes, I mean that was the frustration. That's what made me say the comment is his mother giving us his phone to contact her. Nobody wanted to cooperate with us that night.
I'm going back to your body-worn camera number 2 and starting at 1 hour, 5 seconds. 1 hour, 4 seconds.
You and I are the problem, not him.
Oh, got it.
And officers pointed a gun at him last year out front of McDonald's, and that's our fault too.
Got it.
Okay, paused at 1 hour 19 seconds. While traveling in the patrol car, Officer Lundgren stated, "You and I are the problem, not him, according to Mom." And an officer has pointed a gun at him last year in front of McDonald's, and that's our fault too. When he said this, was he being loud enough for Mr. here?
It sounds like it on the video.
Do you feel that this conversation should be something that is in private between you and Officer Lundgren?
If it's going to offend Mr. then yes, it probably should be in private.
Do you feel that this comment is offensive? Saying it out loud in front of Mr.
I personally don't think so. I think that myself and Officer Lundgren could tell that Mr. didn't like us, and based on the phone conversation that Officer Lundgren had and then coming back in the car, he could also tell that she didn't like us no matter what we said or no matter what situation we presented to her. I don't think she would have been happy with being in contact with us or Mr. contact with us. I will agree that it's sarcasm, but I don't think it's an inappropriate comment.
Do you feel it's inappropriate to say in front of a 14-year-old kid?
No.
Did you feel that Officer Lundgren was just voicing his frustrations?
I think he was trying to give me an idea of what mother's opinion and mindset was towards the police.
Do you think that this type of comment is something that a 14-year-old Mr. might mention to his mother?
Yes.
Was detained from 22:48 hours to 23:15 hours, a total of 27 minutes. Do you feel that this was a reasonable amount of time to detain a juvenile for notice of trespass?
Yes.
And what was your legal authority to do?
We were requested by security and the property manager of the movie theater. I mean, now at this point it's security because they're away from the movie theater, but we're detaining him for the purpose of fulfilling a notice of trespass, a written notice of trespass.
And do you know if race played a role in why Officer Lundgren detained Mr.
I don't believe race played a role.
Do you know if Mr. committed any other crimes or any crimes?
No.
Did you or Officer Lundgren issue a citation?
No citation was issued.
Did you or Officer Lundgren complete an 849B form on Mr.
No.
Did either one of you notify a sergeant and request an 849B?
No.
Did you feel that the notice of trespass was a form of a citation?
No.
Did you release Mr. to an adult?
No.
How and where did you release him?
Right outside of In-N-Out Burger on the east sidewalk the west sidewalk of Delta Shores at I think it's South Retail Drive, I think is where it's at, right there by In-N-Out.
And why didn't you release him to an adult?
From what I can remember, I believe Mr. mother was on his way to pick him up at that intersection. And we released him there to make contact with his mother.
You released him prior to her getting there, basically for him to wait for her?
Correct.
Did you or Officer Lundgren write in your report that you detained Mr. in handcuffs for 27 minutes in your patrol car?
No.
Did either one of you write in your report that you made contact with his mother?
No.
Did you document that Mr. put in handcuffs?
No.
Why didn't you guys document your interaction with Mr.
I'm not sure why Officer Lundgren did not write a supplement for detaining. I don't write a report or a supplement for another officer's actions unless it's something very simple.
And looking back, do you think that a supplement with the basic details of your contact with Mr. Would have been appropriate by either you or Officer Lundgren?
I think Officer Lundgren should have written a supplement for detaining and communicating with him and his parents.
Just to get some clarification, you said that the 27 minutes you felt was a reasonable amount of time to detain for a notice of trespass. And just so that everybody's clear, could you explain why that was reasonable? Like, what were you doing? What was going on during that time that it took the 27 minutes?
I remember Officer Lundgren speaking with Mr. for an amount of time at the patrol car, and then I remember him on the phone with his parents. I can't remember how long each conversation took, but I don't think that we were wasting any time with him in the backseat of our car or trying to purposely delay, allowing him to sit back there detained.
Okay. So during that entire 27 minutes, things were happening and you guys were making progress towards his release at some point, completing either paperwork or the form. Did you guys even have the form with you?
The notice of trespass?
Yes.
That's what I completed, and
Okay.
I had to walk to the security officer, complete that, and then walk back, give all the information to Mr. Toomey while Officer Lundgren was talking to Mr. As I'm continuing to talk to Officer Toomey, I believe Officer Lundgren also walks away, and that's when he starts the phone conversation with.
Okay, so with all that going on, that's why you feel that the 27 minutes, that's how long it took to complete those tasks?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, I'm going to start your body worn camera at 1 hour, 2 minutes, and 58 seconds.
That Toomey over there, what the fuck is everybody, dude? How hard is it to get caught? That's fucking 5'9". That's Kaiser. He's just sitting on the call. Toomey's over there with his solids. Look at this whole fucking group.
You guys need to go to the curb. Go out to the street right now. Alright? If I see you guys back in here, you're going to get detained. And if I get attitude, it's going to get quicker. Who's faster, you or me?
Okay, I'm paused at 1 hour, 3 minutes, and 51 seconds. It appears that you and Officer Lundgren approach another group and request that they leave the area. At one point, the car stops and you both get out of the car. While walking towards the subjects, Officer Lundgren said, "Who's faster, you or me?" Do you know what he meant by that?
I don't know.
Do you know why he said that?
I don't know why.
Do you think that he was trying to get somebody to run by saying that?
No, I think he assumed that they were going to run.
And have you ever heard him make this comment in the past?
No.
Is trespassing something that you'd normally chase somebody for?
I think it depends on a case-by-case basis.
And in the center of the screen, there's a subject. It looks to be a black sweatshirt with some writing on the front, different colors. Looks like he has gray colored pants right here. A male subject. Can you do you see him?
Yes.
And do you recognize this subject?
Yes.
Who is it? Okay. And in the video, it shows Officer Lundgren just walk right past him. Why do you think he just walked right past him?
I'm not sure.
Did you or Officer Lundgren see him commit any crimes?
Other than refusing to leave the property, no.
And in the video, did you see another person just walk right past you as well before Mr. video? I can replay it.
I believe so. I can't. I don't remember their description.
Okay, let me just replay it. I'm going to go back to (1 hour, 3 minutes, 30 seconds).
It's going to get quicker.
Okay, do you see a subject in the middle of the screen wearing red shoes, lighter colored pants, looks to be a white colored sweatshirt?
Yes.
And this subject is walking from left of the screen to the right of the screen, correct?
Yes.
And which direction is the street that you're directing these people to go towards at this point? Is it to the right of the screen?
It's to the right of the screen.
Okay. And just for the record, this is paused at 1 hour, 3 minutes, 48 seconds.
Can we clarify? Obviously, on the right of the screen, it's kind of we're in this two-dimensional space. There's a walkway on the right, and then there's a walkway that I guess you call it on the middle top of the screen, and then you have a walkway on the bottom that I guess he's walking towards. So
yeah.
I wanted to clarify, since this is a two-dimensional screen, what that was meant, because technically everything is to the right.
Okay, so I'll clarify that with you. So when I asked you, is this subject walking towards the direction that you told these people to leave? Is he doing, or is this person, I don't know if it's male or female, is this person walking towards the direction you advised them to leave?
We wanted them to go out the in and out exit onto the sidewalk. This individual is walking towards In and Out Burger.
Okay, and is that in the direction
where the other kids start taking off?
Mm-hmm.
When Lundgren's approaching them, they're going the correct way because you can't get to the sidewalk through In and Out. You have to hop a concrete barrier. So these kids are understanding that they need to go up towards the road and then take a right and cross the crosswalk and then walk to the traffic intersection.
Okay. So this subject, would you say that this subject's going in the direction that you expect him to go when obeying your commands?
No, I think they're walking towards In and Out.
The one in the center of the screen?
Yes.
Okay.
And same with when he comes by and takes the same path.
So you feel that going that direction, which is the left of the screen to the right of the screen, he's not going in the direction that you directed them to go?
No.
Okay. I'm going to go back to and pause at 1 hour, 3 minutes, 51 seconds. Okay. It appears that to walk past you as well. Would that be accurate?
Yes.
And at this point, when Mr. asked you right He's in the middle of the screen right now. 1 hour, 3 minutes, 51 seconds, and he's walking from the left of the screen to the right of the screen. If he's walking right now, could you give me a direction of that would be like on a compass?
He's walking east.
Okay, so as he's walking east, is that just for clarification? That's the direction. Is that the direction that you expected people to leave?
The general direction, yes.
Okay.
Would it be easier for him to leave if he was heading, gosh, what is that, north?
Yes. He has to walk north to get off the property. He can't keep walking east or he'll have to hop the concrete barrier of the drive through it in and out.
Okay. And previous to this screenshot here of 1 hour, 3 minutes, and 51 seconds, was Mr. with that group of individuals who are heading north to the north of Officer Lundgren?
Yes.
Okay, so he was with those other individuals, and at some point he decided he was not going with those other individuals to the north, correct?
Correct.
And those subjects ran or swiftly walked or whatever they were doing, and Officer Lundgren followed them. So Mr. is walking east, and there is a roadway that goes north-south just feet away from where he is right now, correct?
Correct.
Do you know at this point what he was attempting to do, Mr.
I have no idea. At this point, I have no idea. I'm assuming he was not going to leave the property, especially since we had found him hiding behind a dumpster with his associates who Officer Lundgren is following, and we're almost an hour and a half into being on scene at the shopping center, so I assumed he was not going to leave, or continuously not going to leave.
Okay. And had he gone east, would he have an opportunity once he got to that north-south street to leave in the direction you told him to go?
Yes.
Okay.
Guess clarifying question here. Had he had opportunity before this 1 hour, 3 minutes, and 51 seconds on your body camera to leave?
Yes.
And even though he had a path to leave at this moment, did you believe he was going to leave, or do you feel like he was still refusing to leave and trespassing?
I still believe that he was refusing to leave. All of the juveniles up until this point were refusing to leave.
Okay, I'm going to play the video for a couple seconds and pause it again.
Sorry, just to make sure, did we?
Yeah.
You did? Okay, sorry. Oh, one more clarifying on
Go for it.
that. The other person that had walked past him, which was in the light colored sweatshirt, maybe the white shirt with the red shoes. Do you remember if that person was with the same group that had been with, or was that person completely separate from that group?
They were all together behind that dumpster. There was no one else around them. They were all in a cluster in between the dentistry office and the dumpster that's just south of it. Okay. So it's a completely, if you watch, I wish we had the in-car camera, because you can see when we drive up that there's just a big group of them.
Okay.
And that's what we were doing. We were going behind the businesses to try and keep pushing them towards the sidewalk, because in previous days when we would leave, they would just all gather back up and start to fight each other, and then we would continue to get calls for service. So today we did not want that to happen, so that's why we continued to go south along the strip mall and find them in their pockets and then push them towards the sidewalk.
Okay. And so just to clarify, but that specific person was with the group that at that point?
From what I can remember, yes.
Okay.
Is there a reason that you let that person go by?
Not that I can remember.
Okay, I'm going to play and pause at 53 seconds.
Let's go, dude. What?
Okay. You said, "Let's go, dude." And it said, "What?" Had you not said anything to him, do you feel that he would have just kept walking by?
Yes.
And at the point that he stopped and looked back at you and said, "What?" Were you detaining him?
When he stopped and turned around, to me it was in a challenging defensive manner. And at that point, I decided that I'm going to detain him to issue him a notice of trespass.
So, had you not said anything to him, do you feel that he would have kept walking?
It's a possibility, yes.
Do you feel like he would have, in your opinion, kept walking and exited the property, or did you feel like he was still trespassing at that point?
I don't believe he would have exited the property.
He's walking past you. It appears that you said, "Let's go, dude." He turns and looks at you and says, "What?" If he wouldn't have turned his head and looked at you and said anything and just kept walking, would you have detained him?
No.
So what was your purpose in saying, "Let's go, dude"?
To get him to exit the property. To get him like, "Hey, let's go, dude. It's time to," it's just like the Sarge said. It's time to go. And, they're laughing as Officer Lundgren's chasing them. They're hiding behind buildings. The purpose of me interacting with him person to person is to show him, we're just going to follow you around all night. So let's go, dude. It's time to go.
Okay, so you said that, and he turns, and you feel that it was, when he said "what," it was a defensive way of saying it. How did you explain it before?
Challenging.
Challenging. Like, when he turned towards me and said "what," he stopped completely and said "what." Like there was a problem with what he was doing and with what I was doing in contacting him. And in that specific incident, I realized that it was, no matter what we were going to say, even if it's "let's go, dude," they weren't going to leave the property and follow our commands. And with him turning around and challenging me like that, that's when I decided to detain him.
So when you turned and you say challenging, what does challenging mean to you? Is it aggressive stance? Is it a relaxed stance? Explain the stance that you felt when he turned towards you.
He stopped completely, turned around and said "what," completely facing me. Like, there was no, like I said, it was challenging me as if, like, he wasn't going to walk away. He wasn't going to leave on his own. Like what the commands that we had been giving them for the last almost hour and a half was irrelevant, and their behavior and everything that they were doing was okay. That's how I felt.
Would it be accurate to say that you felt at this moment that he was challenging your authority?
They were challenging our authority the entire night.
Okay, him specifically at this point.
At this point, Mr. specifically now, yes. He, by turning around and challenging me, saying like, what? It's just showing, to me, that shows that, okay, everything we've done up until this point, giving you guys commands over the PA, showing you our overhead emergency lights and sirens, speaking through you guys through the window of our cars. I mean, we have almost 10 officers out here walking around asking people to leave. At this point, I've realized that, okay, he's not going to leave the property. He's turning on me. He's saying "what" in a challenging manner, as if, like I said, none of this has mattered. That's when I made the decision to detain him by grabbing him.
Okay. I'm going to continue the video to 1 hour, 5 minutes.
You fucking kidding me? Get on the fucking ground. What the fuck are you doing? Hold away from me. What the fuck is wrong with you? That's out though. What are you doing? What's out though, nigga? What are you doing? fucking around. I'm not moving, bro. Watch out. I ain't got nothing, bro. Stand up.
Okay, and paused at 1 hour, 5 minutes. It appeared that you grabbed him when he turned and said what? Is that correct?
Correct.
And you said that you grabbed him because you made a decision at that point to detain him because you felt that he was not going to leave. Is that correct?
Correct.
When you grabbed him, were you frustrated or losing your cool with him?
No.
Did you have a legal authority to grab him at that point?
Yes, I did.
And what was it?
The lawful commands that we had been giving them for an hour and 20 minutes.
And once you grabbed him, can you explain how you grabbed him? Did you grab him with one or both hands initially?
I remember in the video grabbing him like this by his wrist and then by his arm. My intention was to just walk him over to my police vehicle and get him ID'd and give him his notice of trespass. My intention was not to use an elevated force like we see in the video, or place him in handcuffs. I just wanted to walk him over to my car.
Okay, and just for the record, you had your right hand out. Your right hand was grabbing his
Wrist.
You know which arm?
It would be his right hand.
His right hand, and then your left hand was grabbing his shoulder area?
His
Or
kind
arm,
of his
upper
elbow.
arm?
Yeah, like in the elbow area or tricep area.
Okay. And at that point, once you grabbed him, what did he do?
He lunged his body forward and tried to pull his right arm away from me.
And did you have to use force and elevate it a little bit more than what you were trying to use when you grabbed him to get him to comply?
Yes. His action escalated the force between us both.
And prior to taking him to the ground, would you say he was resisting?
Yes. When he pulled away from me, I was essentially holding onto his arm, and he was trying to yank me off his arm. And I remember us going across. There was a patrol. I think it was our patrol vehicle going across our patrol vehicle as he was trying to get me off his arm. And then when I realized that, all I had was his arm, I had to wrap myself around him and fall to the ground with him.
Okay, so he pulls his arm away, and you wrap around the backside of him. Is that?
I think we were actually facing each other because I wanted. From what I can remember, it was just a pushing match back and forth next to the car, and I don't remember anybody else being around me except for Lundgren, who was following the other kids. And so when we clearly weren't getting anywhere standing up, and so that's when I decided to go to the ground.
And when you were dealing with and he was resisting, and you made the decision to go to the ground, at any time did he bite, kick, punch, or assault you in any way?
No.
And in your report, you stated that you used a departmentally approved technique. Can you explain that?
That's changed since then. It's a different way of when you wrap your arms around somebody, because we're not allowed to, in essence, tackle. We can't run up and tackle somebody to the ground. So we have to wrap our arms around them. We have to secure our hands in a manner that's not going to, shove them to the ground or force them to the ground in a way that they're going to take all the force. We have to, in essence, how we're trained is grab them and then, in essence, go to the ground with them.
Okay.
We can't pick them up and slam them. We can't tackle them. So what I had to do is wrap my arms around him, and then essentially we both go to the ground together.
Okay. So what I want to do is I just want to get very specific about how you did this. Okay. So what I mean by that is explain if he's facing you, what side you were on, his right side, his left side, how you from what you can recall. Obviously, this is an evolving movement that could change as it evolves to the ground. But can you explain this to the best of your ability?
And just for clarification, you have he has seen his body cam footage, but you have not seen other body cam footage which may have captured this, correct?
No.
So as you sit here today, almost, well, we're in the 9th month later. You're doing this to the best of your recollection as you sit here today, correct?
Correct.
Go ahead.
After he yanked away from me, and we go back and forth. From what I can remember, it was him trying to push me away from him, and we were up against the car. I think at one point his back goes up against the car as I'm trying to gain control of him. Initially, I was just trying to get his arm behind his back, but I wasn't. He was, I believe, from what I can remember, slightly larger than I am, and I don't remember ever being able to gain control of him as we were standing. From what I can remember, when I made the decision to go to the ground, I think he was still trying to pull away from me, and I had to either wrap my arms around him facing him, or I can't remember if I grabbed his clothes and he bent over at the waist, and then I grabbed him and we went to the ground. It was one of those two from what I can remember. Either I grabbed him and we went, or when I was trying to gain control of him, he was either up against the car and slightly bent over, and then we went to the ground. But I remember us hitting the ground essentially at the same time. I don't remember me slamming him. I don't remember me still standing when he hit the ground. I remember like my knees and shins taking the brunt of when we both hit the ground.
And when he hit the ground, did he land on any specific side of his body? Was it his front side, knees? Do you recall?
I can't remember. I think he was on his stomach.
Okay. And during this, this movement to try to get him to the ground, I'm trying to link up what you said in the report as far as the departmentally approved technique. Which part of this movement was a departmentally approved technique?
Me wrapping my arms around him and securing my hands so that we can go to the ground.
Okay, so I think you showed me earlier. Basically, what you did was you wrapped you're saying you wrapped your hands around him, and then you showed me that you put your hands together in kind of a locking manner, so it wouldn't be able to pull apart.
Yeah, I don't know if I specifically locked them, but that's how we're trained. If we wrap around somebody, I guess we're supposed to do this, because if we grab somewhere, I'm not sure why they're training it a different way now. It changes like twice a year when we go to our training. One year it's it's you're assisting them to the ground, and the next time it's a seat. Like right now they're teaching the seatbelt clamp, which is this. I remember having to grab my hands just so that I could not lose control of somebody when I have to take them to the ground. So that's why I'm doing this motion with you, is because this is what I'm trying to do if I do go to the ground with somebody. I never want to grab them and swing them around and throw them to the ground. That's not how we're trained. I don't want to grab them by the head and force them into the ground, head first. So, from what I can remember, I'm trying to reach around this person and gain complete control.
And from your training, that is a departmentally approved technique to gain control of somebody. Is that correct?
Yes, we're supposed to reach around them, grab them completely. We're supposed to clasp our hands together. And then we're either supposed to pick up and sweep the legs and go to the ground with them, or we're supposed to just wrap ourselves around with them, and then with our body weight, we're taking them to the ground. We're not supposed to pick up and let go, things of that nature. Body slam them head first. We're not allowed to do any of that.
And do you feel that the amount of force that you used to get to the ground and handcuff, was that an appropriate amount of force?
Yes.
Can I, before you get to this, just to get a couple clarifying stuff also, you said you initially kind of struggled to gain control of him, and you guys went against like the patrol car that was there. Did the patrol car's position, did it assist you with preventing him to flee? Did it just kind of block him getting away from you? Did it help you at all?
Yes, during that interaction, I felt that he was stronger than I was and bigger than I was, and if that car hadn't been there, it probably would have been turned into a foot chase.
Okay.
I don't think I would have been able to hold on to him.
So
that
he would
much
have
longer.
possibly gotten away from you had that car possibly gotten away from you.
Yeah, I think as he was trying to pull, from what I can remember, as he was trying to pull away from me, he backed into our patrol car, and that prevented him from taking off.
Okay. And then the other, I want to go back to when you initially grabbed his arm in the manner that you did, how you described to us earlier. Have you received any training from our department on how to grab people? Is that how you were trained, essentially?
Yeah, yes, they call that the escort position.
Okay.
When you grab somebody by their wrist and by their upper arm and you walk with them to where you want them to go.
Okay. And then is there a reason that you were trained to escort people in that manner? Is there benefits to that position?
We have control of where they walk, and people weren't listening to us that night, so that's why I wanted to escort him over to our patrol car. Like I said, my goal wasn't to put him in handcuffs. I wanted to pat him down for weapons and then have him take a seat in the back seat on handcuffs so I could finish the notice of trespass and send him on his way.
Okay.
And did you handcuff?
Yes, we did.
Did you place Mr. in the patrol car?
Yes.
And at this point, was Mr. in custody?
Again, going back to the custody, my intention at this point still was not to take him to juvenile hall. I did understand that there's a violation of 148 at this point, but our intentions were not incarceration. He was detained.
So at the point that you took him to the ground and put him in handcuffs, did you know that he wasn't going to jail or wasn't going to be cited?
At that no. At that point, no. I'm continuing to struggle with him for the purpose of detaining him in handcuffs, because at that point, if I just walk away from it, he's in violation of 148, and that doesn't necessarily mean that he's going to be under arrest and go to juvenile hall for 148, but I at least have to finish the detainment by putting him in handcuffs.
Okay. When you are in the process of detaining him and he's resisting arrest and you take him to the ground, at that point, are you detaining him to give him a notice of trespass?
That's what it started with, so it was still going to be that.
And then did it evolve into a crime where he actually resisted and was in violation of a penal code 148?
Yes.
So, in your opinion, you don't feel that he was in custody?
We weren't going to take him to juvenile hall. Our custody to me is you're taking someone into custody for the purpose of either transporting them to jail, a medical facility, or juvenile hall. And we were never going to do that.
Are there other forms of somebody being arrested and released as opposed to just taking them to jail?
Yes, if you take somebody to jail and they get refused and they have to go to the hospital and they're still in custody, and then there may be a point where you release them from your custody. It may be the same thing where you make an arrest on somebody and, say they have a misdemeanor warrant and your purpose is to take them to jail, and as you're in the process of that, somebody puts out shots fired. Well, they're probably not going to be in custody at that time, so that's, an incident where the custody would change. They would then be, either let go or whatever it may be.
Can you cite somebody out for the crime he committed?
Yes. And if you watch my body camera afterwards, I go straight to the notice of trespass. My intention was never to take him into custody for the purpose of 148 or to try and transport him to juvenile hall.
Did Officer Lundgren or you check Mr. to make sure he didn't need any medical care?
I didn't ask him specifically.
Did Mr. have any complaint of pain or appear to be injured in any way?
He did not appear to be injured.
And during this encounter, I know it's a physical encounter.
Oh, go ahead.
It's a physical encounter. What happened to your body-worn camera?
It somehow came off my chest.
Okay. And does that sometimes happen when you're in physical altercations with people?
And the old mounts, it did all the time because it's connected to you magnetically. Whereas now, on my vest that I currently wear, it'd be pretty hard for it to come off because the mount goes through the molly.
Okay.
From what you can recall, do you recall Mr. ever complaining of pain?
No.
I noticed in the video that you used profanity again while taking Mr. into custody. Is there a reason for that?
It was for the purpose of just the command presence to attempt to gain compliance.
Did you grab Mr. to set an example to others that were not listening to your commands to leave?
No, I grabbed because he was refusing to leave the property. And when asked to continue, when I said, "Let's go, dude," and him stopping and turning towards me and challenging me, that's why I grabbed him. I know that in the beginning, Sergeant Fox says set the tone, but I don't think there was a tone that we could have set. I think me grabbing is because he was blatantly not obeying officers' commands.
And when he looked back at you and said, "What?" did that trigger you to want to detain him? Or was it more than just him turning and saying "what" that made you decide to grab him?
A trigger in terms of what? Like an emotional response?
Yeah, that made you want to grab him.
I don't think emotionally. I think him stopping, challenging me, turning around and saying "what" was the point in which I decided that he was not going to leave the property, no matter how many times we asked him. It wasn't like, are you asking in kind of like a contempt of cop?
No, I'm just trying to figure out why you grabbed him. And I know you said that you were trying to get him to leave, and you said something, "Let's go, dude." But what was it about him? I know you said he turned and you felt that it was threatening, but what made you, at that moment when he turned and said "what" made you decide to just grab him?
The hour and 20 minutes of refusing our lawful commands.
Can I clarify?
Yeah.
And is that combined with the other actions you already mentioned of his that you had previously mentioned?
And hiding behind the building and the dumpster.
Specifically referring to what's in your report with turning around in the manner he did and saying what he did.
Yes, I don't think it was an emotional response. I think it was how if we're here for an hour and 20 minutes and we're giving this group commands to exit the property, and when I ask him, or when I say, let's go, dude, and he wants to turn towards me and challenge me with this response of what are we doing wrong? It's not an emotional response. It's okay. The only thing that's going to get him off the property is by grabbing him and giving him a notice of trespass, and then transporting him physically off the property, because they weren't leaving. They weren't leaving.
Did you complete a RIPA form for either or?
No.
Do you know if Officer Lundgren did?
I don't know if he did.
And just for the record, I completed a check, and there were no RIPA forms completed for 20-301-386 or 301-442.
Everybody's still doing okay on time?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, there it is.
It's been acting up lately, the keyboard.
New batteries.
Yeah, probably.
Okay, I'm starting the video. It's going to be Lundgren body worn camera number 4, and I'm starting it at 33:47.
Who's faster, you or me? Who's faster? Hold away from me. What the fuck is wrong with you? Let's help them. What the hell are you doing? What are you doing? Here, get that one. Mommy, I got it. Hold still. Hey, keep fucking around. I'm not moving, bro. Watch out.
Okay, paused at 34 minutes, 42 seconds. It appeared that Officer Lundgren walked right past in this video. Would that be accurate?
Yes.
And it shows that it shows you kind of lunging towards Mr. to grab him as he turned and looked towards you. Is that correct?
Yes.
Besides him saying what to you, did he say anything else to you as he walked past?
No.
And after watching this video, is there anything else that you can add to what occurred and what you explained prior to watching this video, as far as how you took him to the ground or how you took him into detained him?
No.
Given your proximity to Mr. when you said, what you said to him about keep it moving, or whatever word you used.
Let's go, dude.
Let's go, dude. Yeah, thank you. Given your proximity to him, do you have any doubt in your mind that he could not hear you?
No.
Okay.
Thank you.
Pause.
Okay. We're going to take a quick break. Time is 25 hours. Okay, we're back on the record at 20:31 hours.
Okay, I'm back on your body worn camera number 2 at 1 hour 6 minutes and 5 seconds. 4 seconds. 1 hour 6 minutes 4 seconds.
We asked him to leave, and Lundgren goes for a group, and I got this guy. I'm like, hey man, walk out, and he just like stops and looks at me. So I grab him, and he fucking tries pulling away.
Oh, okay. I was on the phone with Sarge. I'm like, yeah, we're gonna go.
Okay, paused at 1 hour 6 minutes 25 seconds. You advised that you grabbed. What did you tell them why you grabbed Mr. What did you tell the officers there about why you grabbed Mr.
I think I said it. I told him, hey man, start walking, or hey man, keep walking, and he stopped, looked at me, and I said I grabbed him.
Did you mention that he tried to pull away from you?
Yes.
Did you get all of Mr. information and run him in our system?
Yes.
And did you complete a 602 no trespass form?
Yes.
And it appeared that you may have taken his name down as, which is incorrect. It's was it hard to hear when he was speaking to you when you were trying to get his information?
Yes.
Is that why you think there's a mistake in the name?
Yes. I think on my camera you can hear me trying to get him to speak up and speak clearly with me so I can get his info.
And did you have the security sign the trespass form?
Yes.
Okay, I'm starting the video. Same video, 1 hour, 18 minutes, and 23 seconds.
Look, it's God.
What does he say? Mom. His mom's probably here trying to pick him up. What do you think? Paper on that?
Yes. Wait, did you take him to the ground?
Yeah.
Yes.
We have to write paper when we take somebody to the ground?
No, but
Give him the current plan.
yes.
Him being a juvenile.
So write a stop to this.
Got it. Sub them all.
Got it.
Alright, finish reporting back to the station.
Yeah, either today or first thing.
So I got a fucking DUI I gotta write too. So,
Hey, deal refuses talking.
yeah, when London went after those
We
kids,
will
I was
just-
like, come on, because he just was standing there
We
watching
will
you.
keep it very
fucking-
generic. We'll just say at the same time, were issued for the entirety of the shopping center. The following subjects refused to leave or issued with us. And then I'll put see your stuff for further.
Got it.
And then that,
Okay, paused at 1 hour, 19 minutes, 20 seconds. Can you explain the conversation regarding the report that you had with Mr. Officer Toomey?
It was regarding the type of reporting that would be done on my end
And
for
were
the
you,
incident.
and were you asking him if you needed to write a report on this?
Yes, it was going up until, I would say last year, we were getting both, yes, if you take somebody to the ground, you need to write paper on it, and then no, if you take somebody to the ground, it's not a reportable use of force, if there's no charges being pressed, and it was, I think Toomey was going to write everything in his GO that these are the following people, but because we went to the ground, he suggested, yes, you should write about what happened.
And did you get good advice and guidance from Officer Toomey?
Yes, I think I asked him specifically because he was one of the senior officers on scene, and I wanted to make sure that I didn't walk away not writing paper if I needed to.
And did you follow his guidance?
Yes.
Okay, starting the video, same video, at 1 hour, 20 minutes, 58 seconds.
Melvin, go ahead and step out and walk to the front of my car, please. Just stand by my tire. Hey, how long were we here for?
chilling. And then all them fights started happening. I was trying to back up out of it. So.
And we were given very
Yeah,
loud.
y'all was getting loud, but I was in and out and all that.
I know, but when we asked you guys to leave and you start doing this,
I was trying to leave.
no.
Okay, paused at 1 hour, 21 minutes, 32 seconds. What were you trying to explain to Mr. in this portion of the video?
That he had been refusing our commands.
And was he receptive to you when you were speaking to him?
I don't think so. He did admit that he had been there the entire time because he said that he observed all the fights happening, and then he stated that he was trying to leave after that, but that's an hour and almost 40 minutes since that time, so I don't know how it took him an hour and 40 minutes to almost leave. So I don't think he was receptive of me trying to explain, why he was in the situation he was in.
Did he also make a comment that he heard the announcement?
Yeah, he said we were getting really loud.
Okay.
Said, I was trying to leave. Is this incorrect?
Yes.
So you disagree with that comment that he made as far as him trying to leave?
Yes, I disagree.
Do you know where he was trying to go when you did grab him?
I have no idea.
At the moment you grabbed him, I'm correct, and he was actually turned towards you, correct?
Yes, he stopped and turned around towards me.
Okay, I'm going to continue the video.
When leave is start walking, and then when I look at you and say, come on, man, you go, what? And then I grab you, and then you try to fucking pull away, that's how you end up on the ground.
Okay, paused at 1 hour, 21 minutes, 42 seconds. Did you explain to why you grabbed him?
Yes.
And by saying what to you, was he committing a public offense?
Can we clarify, the way you're asking the question, are you referring to just using the word what with no physical action, or is that what I'm understanding? Are you saying with the combined background and his physical action?
No, just by him saying the word what, was he committing a crime?
No.
Okay. By him saying what, was he trying to escape?
No.
By him saying what, was he trying to resist?
Stopping just by saying what?
Yeah, just by saying what?
No.
By him saying what, was he trying to flee?
No.
Was at the point that he said what, did you feel that he was not going to obey your lawful order to leave?
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to continue the video.
And you're not getting charged with anything, you're getting a notice of trespass, but the shitty thing is that you cannot step foot back on this entire shopping center ever again.
You know that you just fought a cop. I mean, you just fought it. You did, because you resisted.
Yeah, you can get charged with that.
Just take you to jail for that.
Okay, paused at 1 hour, 22 minutes, and 2 seconds. Officer Lundgren said something to the effect of, you know that you just fought a cop, which we could just... And he said, I didn't fight. And you replied, you did because you resisted. We could just take you to juvie for that.
That was Lundgren that said that.
Okay. So, I'm sorry, let me, for the record, then Lundgren said, you did because you resisted. We could just take you to juvie for that. And then you added into the conversation and said, yeah, you can be charged with that. Was that the case? Did fight you guys? Did he actually fight you guys?
I think when Lundgren said the word fight, I think he meant by getting into a struggle with a police officer. I don't think he actually meant throwing elbows, punches, kicks, biting. I don't think he meant that.
And by struggling, do you feel that he was resisting arrest?
Yes.
And is there a difference between fighting and resisting arrest?
It can be either. It can be in terms of penal codes.
No, in terms of referencing what is going on, like he said, Officer Lundgren said that you just fought with a cop. Would that be an accurate depiction of what happened?
If I was by myself and I couldn't gain control of him, I would have to put out that I was fighting with one on the radio.
Okay.
So is that a yes? In the
Well, in terms of is there two different things, resisting and fighting? I think they can be the same thing, and I think they can be different as well.
If somebody is actively punching, biting, or kicking you, what would that be considered? Is that resisting arrest and fighting, or one or the other?
That would be both. They're fighting us, and they're trying to resist being taken, in under arrest.
Could you have actually taken him to juvenile hall for what he did?
I don't think juvenile hall wasn't even taking felonies for kids at this time, so I don't think we would have been able to take him.
Under normal circumstances, is this because of COVID, or was there something else going on?
I don't think we would. I've never taken a juvenile to juvenile hall solely for a standalone 148, so I'm not sure if they take them. I'm not sure. I would assume that they would recommend that we cite and release them, even pre-COVID. But like I said, I've never taken them solely for just a 148.
And so that you just mentioned it, the crime that he committed was 148 PCH resisting, correct?
Yes.
And could you have cited him out at that point for that?
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to continue the video for about a minute.
I don't give a shit about that. Going on the ground and fucking tussling is not a big deal to me. This sucks more for you.
So I can't step.
That's why we dropped you off right here.
You can go on the sidewalk.
That's why, like, when I get on the announcement and I've been here for 2 hours and I'm saying, please leave, over and over and over again.
Because the businesses are calling us.
Yeah.
We're not here because we want to ruin your fun. The businesses are calling us, telling us, hey, they're destroying our business.
All night.
The movie theater closed 2 hours early.
They close at 11.
So like, we have to come out here and do something. That's what people don't understand. We have to come out here and move you off the property. I know it's shitty, man. But you gotta find a way for you guys to listen to us.
And then I don't know whoever the big man over there was, dude, but maybe the one adult in this entire fucking group. Is that who it was? Finally got everybody to comply with us and move to the street. And look, it's fucking peaceful here now. In and out, can open up.
Okay, paused it. 1 hour, 23 minutes. What were you and Officer Lundgren trying to explain to prior to releasing him?
The reasoning for why we were there and why he was getting issued a notice of trespass.
And throughout the conversation with him, I noticed that you again used profanity. What at this point made you use profanity to get your point across to him?
I'm not sure.
Okay, it's now 11:39 p.m. And you're releasing Mr. outside of Delta Shores. Is that correct?
Yes.
And did you ensure that who was a minor was being released to a parent or a guardian?
No.
And why not?
I believe at the end of the video he states his mom is coming to pick him up. I believe. I can't entirely remember. I think that's what I remember reviewing it's still, we in essence we dropped him off at a spot, and that was the place that he was going to wait for his mom to come pick him up.
So you believe that Mr. was going to be picked up by his parents?
Yes.
Did you cite for anything before you released him?
No.
Did you contact a sergeant to see if the sergeant would authorize an 849B on the subject?
No.
Did you complete an 849? And why was it that you didn't complete a 849B form on him?
Same reasoning with Mr. My intentions were never custody for incarceration. Yes, he's in handcuffs. Yes, he's in the backseat of a police vehicle. But to me, I never saw custody. As soon as we got done struggling, I got up and immediately went to a notice of trespass. My intentions were never to prosecute for 148. I didn't think that he was ever, I mean, I don't, we're going back and forth on the custody portion. I understand that. But to me, I didn't feel that our actions and what we did meant that we had to fill out an 849B or get an 849B approval from a sergeant.
So you didn't think that an 849B form would be appropriate because you didn't feel that he was being arrested or cited for 148 PC?
Correct. And an example, just to kind of clarify my understanding, we have to have permission to 849B, like you're asking. We can't just let somebody go when we want to. If we're making the initiative for custody and incarceration, and I get refused at jail, or I take somebody to an interview room and they are going to be released, I cannot just let go of them without a sergeant, giving me permission. And so that's why I didn't feel the need to contact Sergeant Fox for an 849B, because my goal was never incarceration. It was never long-term custody. It was just to detain him for the purpose of the notice of trespass and then releasing him.
So at no point you felt that he was in custody or going to be cited, taken to jail, or anything else for resisting arrest?
No.
Okay. Can you please turn to page 9 of your crime report and read aloud the highlighted section?
Before we get to that, could you explain, I know you said you could have cited him out. Is there a reason why you chose not to cite him out?
I think that he and everyone else that was there made the mistake in not listening to us. I think that it would have been a lot better for everybody in the mall to have just left and understood that, hey, we can't fight each other. We can't do all of this with the cops here. And I think that him being 16, he made a mistake in struggling with me, and I did not want to charge him for 148 and have that long-lasting effect on him with a resisting arrest charge. Because even though I told him on camera, I don't give a bleep, bleep, and bleep, I really didn't feel like, I wanted to start that kid's life off with a resisting arrest.
Okay. Page 9 of your report, can you read aloud the highlighted section, please?
After giving dispersal orders for approximately 90 minutes and suspect refusing to leave, I attempted to detain S for the purpose of issuing a notice of trespass. I grabbed S right arm when he turned his body in the opposite direction and attempted to pull away. I attempted to gain a control hold of S as he continued to pull away from me. I assisted S to the ground with a department-approved takedown. S was placed in handcuffs and detained in the backseat of my patrol vehicle. I completed a notice of trespass for S. Security signed the trespass and received their copy. S was transported to the west sidewalk of Delta Shore Circle and given a copy of the trespass. He was advised he cannot return to the Delta Shore Shopping Center or the parking lot again. 1 Sam 1 Sergeant Fox was advised.
So at the end of the statement you wrote 1 Sam 5 Sergeant Fox was advised. Did you, in fact, update Sergeant Fox about everything that you wrote in your report?
Yes, I did.
Did you advise him that you took a juvenile to the ground and handcuffed him?
Yes, I did.
Did Sergeant Fox provide you with any guidance?
He wanted to clarify that I was writing paper on the incident.
Do you recall if Sergeant Fox asked you if there was any type of use of force?
I remember him asking, and I told him that I took a juvenile to the ground.
And so, just to clarify, so after you detained and let Mr. go, and prior to writing your portion of the report, you spoke with Sergeant Fox.
Yes.
Is that correct?
At his cubicle inside JERF.
Okay. And was it that same night?
Yes.
And was Officer Lundgren with you?
I don't remember him being there.
Did you guys, or did you explain that another subject was detained as well?
I can't remember if I did. I went solely to talk to him to let him know that I had to take somebody to the ground, and that that level of force was used.
Okay. Overall, and reviewing all of the body-worn camera and the totality of this call, do you feel that you represented the police department in a positive manner?
I think I could have improved in some areas. I'm not sure. I feel like I can say yes, and I feel like I can say no. I feel like, between the time we had the conversation with Sergeant Fox, him telling us to start grabbing people, we waited an awfully long time, and I felt like we were very patient in letting those kids run around the shopping center disobeying our commands. But then I feel like there were areas of improvements that we could have made.
Do you feel that you could have been more professional throughout the call?
Yes.
Are you aware of any social media surrounding this event with your encounter with these subjects that you detained this evening?
Yes.
And can you explain what that social media is?
I don't have social media. I remember one of my teammates last year, I can't remember exactly who it was, showing me, I think it was a Facebook post from Black Lives Matter Sacramento, accusing me of hunting black children at Delta Shores.
Is that the only thing that you're aware of as far as this encounter?
Yes.
And do you know who who actually posted this? You said it's on Facebook's Black Lives Matter Facebook?
Yeah, I think it's their Black Lives Matter Sacramento, I think, is where I saw the posting on.
Do you remember any details about that post?
I think it was like me and a few other officers. I just remember it saying Officer Lawrence is something along the lines of like hunting black children or something like that. I saw it maybe once or twice, and then I try not to pay attention to it.
How do you feel about that post?
I don't think I was hunting black children. It doesn't feel good.
How does it make you feel when you hear people talk about you that way?
I think my generation of cop is used to it, but it doesn't make us feel good. I mean, we're all over social media all the time, and people can take a video of us or take a picture of us or get our information and speak however they want to speak and gain the following that they can gain. So I don't know if it affects me, but when I saw it, it certainly didn't make me feel good.
Do you feel that it's incorrect?
Absolutely. Absolutely. It's extreme to say hunting, and then it's extreme to just flat out accuse me of being racist by throwing black children in there. Because now if somebody comes across me and they recognize that post, they can assume that I'm this evil, head-hunting, black child chaser without any, background of who I am.
Did the race of any individual you encountered that evening play any effect or role in your actions?
No, it never would.
Okay. I'm going to have you read some general orders. Can you please turn to General Order 210.04, General and Professional Conduct, and read aloud the highlighted sections.
It shall be the policy of the Sacramento Police Department to ensure exemplary conduct of department employees both on and off duty and in keeping with the standards of the city charter, civil service rules and regulations, and established labor agreements. Procedure A, professional conduct. All employees on or off duty shall be governed by ordinary and reasonable rules of conduct and behavior, not commit any act, whether negligent, intentional, criminal, or otherwise, that could bring discredit upon the department or the city. Number 2, employees shall A, serve the public by direction, counsel, and example that does not interfere with the discharge of their police responsibilities. They shall respect and protect the rights of individuals and perform their services with honesty and integrity. Section E, not speak slightingly or express humiliating discourtesies or derogatory comments to or engage in any harassing behavior towards any person. Employees should refrain from the use of profanity. Section F, when contacting the public in the performance of their official duties, courteously and accurately provide all appropriate information upon request. Respectfully provide their name, badge, and/or identification number upon request. And number 3, impartially serve all persons coming to the attention of the department.
Thank you. Do you feel that your behavior throughout this call could bring discredit upon the department or the city?
Before he answers that question, actually, the way that's phrased, I don't have an objection yet. Go ahead.
Discredit, yes.
Okay. Would you like to make a standing objection?
I will, if further ones or questions arise, but not in response to that question.
Okay. Do you feel that the way that you are speaking at times during this call may appear to be discourteous or derogatory?
Yes.
Do you think by making the statement, the apple doesn't fall far from the tree, could be discourteous or derogatory?
Yes.
Do you feel that by using profanity while speaking with Mr. and other portions of the call, you violated this general order?
I would make an objection at this point that this calls for a legal conclusion, which takes into consideration the totality of things that I don't need to get into right now. But it is an objection I will note that this does call for a legal conclusion. With that said, I understand, and he understands that he's ordered to answer your questions, and he will do so under that order and threat of insubordination.
Your objection is noted. Thank you.
And then could we do a standing order for every single policy or section like that?
That's fine. Great.
I do have one thing to ask. Sergeant Vegas asked you if you felt that your behavior throughout the call could bring discredit on the department. Do you feel it was your behavior throughout the call or certain portions of the call?
Thank you for asking that. I don't think my behavior throughout the entirety of the call was discourteous or being discredited. I think there were portions of it.
And I want to go back to that question. Do you feel that by using profanity when speaking to Mr. and at other times during the call, do you feel that you violated this general order?
Yes.
Can you please turn to General Order 340.01, Report Quality Control, and read aloud the highlighted sections?
It shall be the policy of the Sacramento Police Department that police reports meet the highest professional standards and reflect as thorough an investigation as circumstances allow. Responsibilities: 1. For officers, employees assigned reporting responsibilities shall conduct a thorough investigation into all incidents or events and determine whether a report is necessary. Prepare a complete and accurate police report for detailing the facts of their investigation. And number 3, ensure the thoroughness of the investigation and the accuracy of the police report.
Do you feel that the report that you completed, the portion of the report you completed, do you feel that it was accurate and complete?
Yes.
Do you feel that you violated this general order in any way?
Same objection.
No, I do not.
Okay, please turn to General Order 527.05, preliminary investigations, and read aloud the highlighted sections.
That officers assigned to the Office of Operations continue preliminary investigations to the point where delay in the investigation would not materially jeopardize the investigation. Officers shall conduct a thorough investigation to include establishing the violation of law, thorough identification and interviews of all victims, witnesses, and responsible parties, collection and preservation of any evidence, taking appropriate enforcement action. C, a report shall be accurate and completed during the work shift, submitted for supervisory review and approval. And this is where a report is associated with an arrest. It shall be submitted to a supervisor before going home.
Do you feel that by not ensuring that there was documentation that he was handcuffed and detained in a patrol car, do you feel that you violated or obeyed this general order?
Same objection.
I don't think I was responsible for that paperwork in the report.
And I want to go back one real quick with respect to General Order 340.01 that you read just prior. Same question for that. Do you feel that by not ensuring that documentation was done for Mr. being handcuffed and detained in a patrol car, do you feel that you obeyed or violated General Order 340.01?
Same objection.
And I think the same response. I don't think I was responsible for that portion.
Thank you. Can you please turn to 602 PC trespassing and read aloud the highlighted sections?
Except as provided in subdivisions U, V, and X, section 602.8, every person who willfully commits a trespass by any of the following acts is guilty of a misdemeanor.
Okay, turn
Section K, entering any lands, whether enclosed or enclosed by fence, for the purpose of injuring any property or property rights, or with the intention of interfering with, obstructing, or injuring any lawful business or occupation carried on by the owner of the land, the owner's agent, or the person in lawful possession.
In regards to what you just read, do you feel that the subjects that you detained that night were technically in violation of 602 KPC?
Yes.
Can you turn to 835 PC arrest and read aloud the highlighted section?
The legislature finds and declares all of the following: that the authority to use physical force conferred on peace officers by this section is a serious responsibility that shall be exercised judiciously and with the respect for human rights and dignity and for the sanctity of every human life. The legislature further finds and declares that every person has a right to be free from excessive use of force by officers acting under color of law. Section 3, that the decision by a peace officer to use force shall be evaluated carefully and thoroughly in a manner that reflects the gravity of that authority and the serious consequences of the use of force by peace officers in order to ensure that officers use force consistent with law and agency policies. Section 4, that the decision by a peace officer to use force shall be evaluated from the perspective of a reasonable officer in the same situation based on the totality of the circumstances known to or perceived by the officer at the time, rather than with the benefit of hindsight, and that the totality of the circumstances shall for shall account for occasions when officers may be forced to make quick judgments about using force. And I think this is section 5B. Any peace officer who has reasonable cause to believe that the person to be arrested has committed a public offense may use objectively reasonable force to effect the arrest to prevent escape or overcome resistance.
Thank you. With respect to this penal code, do you feel that either or under arrest?
Yes.
And which one? Or both?
In terms of, like, we're going back on the custody, like they're under arrest for custody, or are they just under arrest?
Yeah, per this penal code, were either one of them under arrest?
I think he was under arrest. I think detained.
Okay. And do you feel that you had a legal authority to arrest either subject?
I believe we had. Yes.
Thank you. Can you please turn to General Order 580.02, use of force, and read the highlighted sections aloud?
It shall be the policy of the Sacramento Police Department that officers value and preserve the sanctity of human life at all times. Officers shall use only that amount of force necessary under the circumstances presented that the officer reasonably believes is required. Officers are expected to use de-escalation techniques when reasonably possible and without increasing the risk of harm to officers or others in an effort to reduce or eliminate the use of force. When using force, officers shall continuously reassess the perceived threat to select the reasonable use of force response. When making use of force decisions, officers should be mindful that subjects may be physically or mentally incapable of responding to police commands due to a variety of circumstances, including but not limited to alcohol or drugs, mental impairment, medical conditions, or language and cultural barriers. Definitions. Number 6, reportable use of force. Any use of force that causes injury as defined above. Any use of force, whether or not it results in injury, involving the discharge of a firearm, a canine bite, or use of an impact weapon, chemical agent, carotid restraint, or CED. And any use of force, whether or not it results in injury that deviates from the techniques taught and the equipment provided by the department. See extraordinary conditions in Section B4. Section B1, force shall be used in compliance with Penal Code Section 835A, which states any peace officer who has reasonable cause to believe that the person to be arrested has committed a public offense may use reasonable force to effect the arrest to prevent escape or to overcome resistance. In Section B5, when reasonable under the totality of the circumstances and where it may be accomplished without increasing the risk of harm to officers or others, officers should attempt to de-escalate situations. De-escalation techniques include, but are not limited to, gathering information about the incident, assessing risks, gathering resources, using time, distance, cover, using crisis intervention techniques, and communicating and coordinating a response.
Thank you. Did you advise a sergeant that you used force on Mr.
Yes.
Did you feel that the use of force that you used on Mr. would be considered a reportable use of force?
Yes.
I'm sorry.
I mean, I wrote paper on it, and I told my sergeant, so
Okay,
I
reportable to the sergeant.
I believe it's reportable. In terms of like a blue team review,
Correct.
no.
Okay. And
In terms of the policy, per the policy's definition of reportable use of force, do you feel it fits that definition?
No.
And do you feel that you obeyed or violated this general order?
Same objection.
No, I do not.
Thank you. Can you please turn to 523.06, release under 849B, and read aloud the highlighted sections?
that persons arrested and determined releasable under the provisions of California Penal Code 849B be released pursuant to the procedure described in this order and the provisions of 851.6 PC are met. And documentation requirements, number 2, a certificate of release, SPD 138, shall be completed when a person arrested has been determined releasable under the provisions of California Penal Code 849B. 849B PC releases initiated by officers. All releases of 849B arrests shall be approved by a sworn supervisor. Release of arrested persons not booked or cited shall follow the provisions of 849B PC. An indication must be made in the appropriate box on SPD 138.
Thank you. Do you feel that either subject that you detained that evening was under arrest?
No.
Do you feel that you obeyed or violated this general order?
Same objection.
Thank you.
Well, you asked me earlier if, for the purpose of 835A, if it was under arrest. I don't know if I'm because I never had the intention of going to juvenile hall or charging or citing or going to jail. We were using the force for the detainment. So there's detainment, there's arrest. You asked me if they were under arrest. Is your definition being in handcuffs and in the backseat of a police vehicle, or is it the fact that we were conducting our police work to effect the notices of trespass?
I think the question, if you can correct me if I'm wrong, is per Penal Code Section 835, your opinion was that was under arrest and was detained. So based off the legal definition of the arrest, I think we're asking that question based off of the legal definition, in your opinion, that it met that definition. Is that correct?
That's correct. And with that definition, do you feel like you obeyed or violated the 849B General Order 523.06?
With that, then, I feel like I did violate the order.
Thank you. Please refer to Notice of Trespass Form SPD 114 and read aloud the highlighted section.
Sacramento City Code Section 9.16.140 B1, trespass on private property or business premises. It shall be unlawful for any person to enter or remain upon any private property or business premises after having been notified by the owner or agent to keep off or keep away therefrom. Such notification shall be provided by service of notice of trespass on such person. California Penal Code Section 602K, trespass upon private property. Every person commits a trespass, a misdemeanor, if they enter lands fenced or not for the purpose of injuring any property or with the specific intent of interfering, obstructing, or injuring the lawful business carried on by the premises. Any violation of these sections is a misdemeanor punishable by up to 6 months in jail and or a fine.
Were either of the subjects you detained during this event in violation of 602K of the Penal Code?
Yes.
Were either of them arrested for this crime?
No.
Were either of the subjects arrested for Sacramento City Code 9.16.140 parenthesis B parenthesis 1?
No, they wouldn't be possible.
And did you provide both subjects with a notice of trespass?
Yes, we did.
Thank you. Please turn to General Order 540.05, arrest, booking, releasing juveniles, and read aloud the highlighted sections.
It shall be the policy of the Sacramento Police Department to extend recognized protections that balance both the needs of the community and the rights of juvenile offenders. Definitions. Number 1, juvenile, any person under the age of 18 years. Section D, for misdemeanors, when cite and release applies, officers shall release the juvenile offender only to a responsible adult, parent, guardian, legal custodian, relative, etc. Contacting the parent and guardian, the responding officers shall ask the appropriate adult to pick up the juvenile offender, obtain an ETA, and forward that information to radio.
At this time of night, were either one of them in violation of curfew?
Yes.
Did you have an obligation to ensure that the juveniles were picked up by their parents or a legal guardian?
Yes.
Do you feel that you obeyed or violated this general order?
Violated. Sorry.
Go ahead.
I have the same objection.
Noted. Go ahead.
Violated.
Thank you. Can you please turn to General Order 210.05, bias-based policing, and read out the highlighted section.
To provide law enforcement services and to enforce the law equally and fairly without discrimination toward any individuals or group. It shall be the policy of the Sacramento Police Department that officers contact, stop, detain, search, and or arrest persons only in accordance with established laws, legal and ethical guidelines, and department-recognized training standards, and in a manner that is free from improperly biased racial, cultural, or discriminatory intentions. The detention, interdiction, or disparate treatment of any person based on their race, ethnic background, nationality, gender identity, sexual orientation, religion, economic status, disability, age, or cultural background, or based on a person's association with a person or group with one or more of the foregoing actual or perceived characteristics is strictly prohibited. The department will thoroughly investigate complaints of bias-based policing. Definitions. Bias-based policing: the differential treatment of individuals in the context of rendering police service based solely on a classification such as race, ethnic background, nationality, gender identity, sexual orientation, religion, economic status, disability, age, or cultural background, or based on a person's association with a person or group with one or more of the foregoing actual or perceived characteristics. Bias-based policing may also be defined as a police action based on an assumption or belief that any of the aforementioned classifications have a tendency to participate or engage in criminal behavior. Racial profiling: the practice of detaining a suspect based on a broad set of criteria that cast suspicion on an entire class of people without any individualized suspicion of the particular person being stopped. Penal Code 13519.4 Section E. General. Bias-based policing and the practice of racial profiling will not be tolerated by this department. While the practice of racial profiling is strictly prohibited, it is recognized that race or ethnicity may be legitimately considered by an officer in combination with other legitimate factors to establish probable cause or reasonable suspicion. Examples: suspect description is limited to a specific race or group. Officers must be able to articulate specific facts, circumstances, and conclusions that support probable cause or reasonable suspicion for any non-consensual detention and or search or seizure as applicable. During a contact, misunderstandings may occur from an officer's failure to explain why contact was made. The officer should inform the detainee of the reason for the contact if it will not compromise the safety of officers or other persons or an investigation. Nothing in this order shall limit an officer's ability to interview witnesses or discourage routine conversations or consensual contacts with citizens. An employee of the Sacramento Police Department who has knowledge of or has any information about conduct that would amount to a violation of this order shall report that information directed in General Order 220.05, disciplinary actions.
Thank you. Was any detention of either subject on this evening bias-based, or racially motivated?
No, they were not.
And after reading this general order, do you feel that you violated or obeyed this general order in any way?
No, I do not.
Can you please turn to General Order 210.09, Racial and Identity Profiling Act, and read aloud the highlighted section.
It shall be the policy of the Sacramento Police Department to collect and report data to the California Department of Justice in accordance with RIPA, which requires officers to complete an entry for each individual detained or searched during a call for service or self-initiated activity. Department personnel shall comply with RIPA reporting requirements. Responsibilities: officers shall complete a RIPA entry for every individual detained and or searched. Only one RIPA entry is required for each detainee. Complete the RIPA entries by end of watch. Ensure the RIPA button in the MDT is pressed for every entry that will be made. Advise dispatch over the radio when a RIPA entry will be made if an MDT is not available. And email PSU when the RIPA button is pressed inadvertently.
Thank you. By failing to complete a RIPA form on the subjects that you detained, do you feel that you obeyed or violated this general order?
Same objection.
Noted. Go ahead and answer.
Violated.
Thank you. Brett, you got anything else?
I have no more questions. If that's the end of the interview, I'd just make a request that we preserve all notes and questions that were utilized.
Notes and questions in what form? What do you
Oh,
mean?
just a preservation of notes, just a preservation request of the questions.
Okay, noted.
Thank you.
All right. Is there anything else relating to this matter which we have not covered that needs to be added, clarified, or changed? If so, I'm ordering you to provide that information now.
No.
After you leave this interview, should you remember anything that is different from or in addition to the information that you've given today, I am ordering you to contact Sergeant Villegas immediately. I'm also ordering you not to discuss this matter with any other department employee. Do you understand these orders?
Yes.
Okay. We're concluding the interview at 21:24 hours.